Hello, hello, hello. It is a return to Premier League football following a disappointing midweek exit from the Europa League for Leicester City, but we look to return on a better note as we travel to the King Power to play against Newcastle. Will Leicester turn their form around? I hope you'll join me to find out. It's Leicester City versus Newcastle. It's a watch-along. Won't you join us?
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everard's, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie and Co-Estate Agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, good morning from here in Canada, and good afternoon for all of you tuning in the United Kingdom. Let's get a few of your early comments up. Hello, Imtiaz. Good to see you tuning in again. If you're watching us on Facebook, I believe there's a link you need to click so that we can see your name when we put your comments up on screen. But high time we see some fight and passion been lacking all season. There are some noteworthy changes to the Leicester City lineup for us to discuss. We will get those on screen momentarily. We know there is also, of course, some debate about Brendan Rodgers' status with the club. That will no doubt continue to happen with regards to the results, depending on how it ends today. Carmen, good to see you. I'm doing well. Thank you for tuning in. And Neil Bennett, Dewsbury Hall starting again. So with that, let's jump right into talking about the starting lineups as they have been announced. Leicester City go with 4 at the back. Kasper Schmeichel remains in goal as the starter. And then in the back four, we've got Luke Thomas, Chalar Soyuncu, Johnny Evans, and Timothy Castagna. A defensive midfield 2 of Wilfred Ndidi and Yuri Tielemans. A front midfield 3 of Harvey Barnes, Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who remains in the middle in midfield, and James Maddison on the right wing. And up front is Patson Daka. Jamie Vardy remaining on the bench for today's match. That bench consisting of Ryan Bertrand, Jamie Vardy, Danny Ward, Mark Albrighton. I've got Ward in there twice, my apologies. Pereira, Sumare, and then 3 youth team players in Nelson, McAteer, and Brunt. Newcastle United's lineup remains unchanged from their previous match. They play a 4-4-2 formation with Dubravka starting in goal. A back four consisting of Lewis, Jamal Lascelles, Fabian Schär, and Javier Manquillo. A midfield 4 of Saint-Maximin, Willock, Shelvey, and Almiron. And a front 2 of Joe Linton and Callum Wilson. So get your thoughts in on those lineups. We can definitely put lineups back up on screen for discussion purposes, but let's see your thoughts. So like we were saying, Dewsbury Hall starting again. But all things considered, we know that form can change from match to match. I know some people didn't think he was that impressive, I believe, in the match against Napoli, but we could see a bit of a turnaround today. Danny Ward should get a game. Kasper's form has been terrible. One stat that I have been seeing is that Kasper Schmeichel is ranking up in the top of the Premier League when it comes to number of saves. So the number of goals we've been conceding, absolutely, I think Kasper could be reflected by that number, but a lot of it also is down to the sheer number of shots that we as a team have been facing. Other Premier League goalkeepers that are up there are players like Tim Krul, the goalkeeper for Norwich City. He, of course, is currently bottom of the Premier League, but I think it's also a consequence of the sheer number of shots that he has to face. So with that regard, let's discuss Leicester's defense and what we think could be the solution, what needs to change. We have been a bit of a defensive sieve lately, and clearly the current system isn't working. We're not sure whether it might be a player that's out of form. It could be just the fact that we're missing James Justin and Wesley Fofana. Get your thoughts in. I would love to get as many of your comments up on screen as possible. We still got a fair bit of pre-match left to go, so please get your thoughts in. Amanda, thank you for tuning in. Hayden, good to see you. and another Facebook user here. So again, if you're on Facebook, I believe there is a link you need to click so that we can see your name when we put your comments up on screen. But yeah, Ben Foster has saved the most in Premier League history, but also let the most in doesn't make him a great keeper. It's very fair. I'm just trying to say that we need to see why we're conceding so many goals. Casper very well could be the reason, but I want to hear your thoughts on it. It might not be Casper. CK, if Matters is on the wing again, I'm going to scream. He's found form in the number 8, number 10 role, and now he's being thrown on the wing. Well, I do hate to tell you, if you happen to tune in after I took the lineup graphic off screen, from what I have seen, Madison is back on the wing again, playing on the right wing. That sort of central midfield role has gone to Kieran Dewsbury Hall for today's match. But we're not strangers to changing formation mid-game. So I don't think that it's necessarily going to be where he's going to play for the entire 90 minutes. Albrighton should be in. Our defending is the problem, and he's our best defensive attacking midfielder. Always puts a shift in getting back, unlike others. Now, those of you who are frequent watchers of the Watchalong know that you do not need to twist my arm to make me praise Mark Albrighton. He's one of my favorite players in the lineup. To be honest, I'm not quite sure that his proper place is in the starting 11. I found that when he starts, we tend to perform a little bit poorer over the course of the entire 90 minutes, because where Mark Albrighton shines is as that power sub player, perhaps the role that we're also going to see Jamie Vardy in today, which is he's the player who can change the match when he comes on, but he may not necessarily have the stamina and the legs to play an entire 90 minutes with that level of impact. So personally, I could very well be proven wrong today, but I'm kind of happy to see him on the bench. But he has to be brought on earlier than we saw from him in previous matches when he gets given like 4 to 10 minutes. If we want to change the match, we need to bring him on probably between the 50th and 60th minute. Yeah, so I do have the FBS shirt up on the backdrop, but yes, of course, we will be happy to see King Power. It's still on the stadium. But actually, with the new Premier League rules, I'm not sure we're going to see it on the shirts again, which could be the bit of an end of the era. Here's a little bit of a discussion around our defensive formations. And yeah, playing out from the back isn't working. It's something that worked well for us in previous seasons, but it might be because we're playing so defensively lately. It just has not been working well for Leicester City as late. Get your thoughts in on why that might be happening. From my perspective, I think it might be that we're passing around a little bit more than we normally do. There's been a lot of back and forth and horizontal passing, and that might be because we've been missing a sort of well-running defensive player like James Justin, who can normally help us start those attacks much faster than we have been this season. And a lot of teams know that while we are just passing the ball around the back, it's very easy to high press against us. And that high press, we are very, very vulnerable against. But yeah, I think that it could be the fact that we're taking maybe an extra 10 to 15 to 30 seconds to get an attack started with just passing that usually goes around from, at most, the defensive midfielders back to Soyuncu and Evans, back all the way to Schmeichel. And during that point, all it takes is one intercepted pass, and we are going to be letting some sort of shot towards goal. And we know how our corner defense has been lately. I'm going to add in the link to the chat. So for those of you who are new to our watch-alongs, we would love to have you up on screen. We'd love to get your thoughts both in the comment section and here on video. We do still have about half an hour until kickoff, where we'll be giving you live commentary all through the match. So if you would like to join us and give us some of your thoughts, could be on the lineups, could be on anything you'd like to discuss around Leicester City, about Brendan Rodgers' status, feel free to click on that link and join me. Keep getting your comments in, and let's keep this discussion going. Other topics that we might want to discuss could be around Newcastle United itself. So a lot of people have been, of course, saying that Newcastle is firmly in the grasp of a relegation battle. However, they have turned their form around just slightly. They picked up their first win of the season against Burnley in their previous match. So could this be the beginning of a great escape for them? A January transfer window where they will, of course, have a much more improved budget, could see them struggle to pull in players if they remain rooted to the bottom of the Premier League table come January. And the number of matches they have left to turn that form around is dwindling. Now, of course, Newcastle United do have, of late, a fairly good record against the Foxes. Google's information sheet here also gives us a few insights on the match, including some interesting notes here. Things that could be good omens for either team. Leicester City have won more Premier League games against Newcastle than they have against any other side since their return to the Premier League with 8 wins. However, Newcastle have won 3 out of their 4 last games at the King Power Stadium, and that's as many as they had basically since the King Power has existed over their last 17 away matches to Leicester, which of course includes matches at the old Filbert Street. So it kind of feels like if fate is handing Newcastle a match to sort of turn their form around, this may well be it. Please get your comments in on that, and I will be happy to get them up on screen. As it stands on the Premier League table, Leicester City currently sit in 11th on 19 points. And one of the discussions that we have been having internally in our Leicester Fan TV Facebook group is how volatile the middle of the table has been across the Premier League. A win by 2 goals or more for Leicester City could see us go as high as 7th at full time, provided other results go our way. But similarly, with a loss and other results going other teams' ways, we could drop as low as 13th. So it just goes to show just how few points there are dividing teams across the middle of the table here. Even now, if we were to lose this match, we would be only 6 points ahead of Newcastle United, who would remain in the drop zone on lieu of goal difference, provided that they don't win by 3 or more goals. But even in that relegation battle, there's only 6 points separating 18th, the highest most relegation spot, from 14th at Crystal Palace. So again, a lot of volatility across the Premier League here, basically the moment you drop out of the top 3. So get your thoughts, and I'd still love to hear if you think we can turn this season around. Of course, it has been fairly lackluster, especially given the results that we had in previous seasons. So get your thoughts in on if you think we could still end up in Europe. Get your thoughts on if we might still be able to do well in Europe. Of course, we do still have another European tournament that we will be playing in, that tournament being the Europa Conference League. CK getting a comment in here. Did you hear what Brendan Rodgers said about the January transfer window? He basically said nothing will happen and we'll have to make do with what we have. Could he be lying, or have the board lost faith? Well, I actually hadn't heard that statement in depth yet. It doesn't really surprise me because I know Leicester City are still working on recovering financially from the effects of the pandemic. Of course, as we all know, we're owned by a company that is very reliant on international travel for its sources of income. And that was one of the industries that was hit the hardest during the pandemic. It still hasn't even really fully recovered yet. So I'm not too surprised to hear that we won't really have any budget for January. However, maybe we might clear some budget for some loan players. I don't see Brendan Rodgers as being the kind of manager who would lie to the fan base. The board's status with Brendan, obviously, none of us really know exactly what's going to be happening in that regard. They may well be having backroom meetings about his status within the club because there is, of course, a lot of respect that the club has for Brendan Rodgers. There is also the fact that we're tied to a long-term contract with him. So to sack Brendan Rodgers would be quite costly for the club and, of course, influenced our budget to hire a future manager. So I don't know necessarily that I would say that the board have lost faith in him, because we would realistically still have the money to sack him if they really, really wanted to. But if it comes to just not having a January transfer budget, I think that might just be residual financial issues for the club. Some of the other results that will be coming around for the Premier League this morning, simultaneously, Burnley will be playing West Ham United as well. We'll keep you updated on that match as well. A matchup of third bottom versus fourth in the Premier League. However, that result will not have any severe discernible impact on Leicester City, as we do still remain 6 points clear of Burnley at the moment. Ryan Petit saying Rodgers out. I do know that the Leicester fans are rather divided at the moment when it comes to Brendan Rodgers' status within the club. I'll make my opinion reasonably clear, which is that it's fair to be fair, not that clear, but I'm sitting on the fence when it comes to Brendan. I have a lot of respect for him as a manager. I'm not sure how long I can continue to defend him as the results continue to trickle in. However, realistically, we are still in a position where we could climb back into a European spot with just one clear-cut set of good form. It's just a matter of finding that good form and hoping for some other results to go our way. Regardless, though, even if I were to be Brendan out, so long as he is still the manager, I will continue to back him because that's what, at least in my opinion, I got to do as a Leicester fan. Craig Hendry saying we could easily lose players in January, I'm afraid. It's a possibility. We know that some players have been very will they, won't they with regards to contract extensions. Yuri Tielemans, one of those players, probably the hallmark of them. We know that Happy Mendy has said that he wants out of the club, result of the unfortunate status that he had where he wasn't written into any of our match day squads. Quite hard done by in that regard. I don't really blame him for wanting out. Other clubs know that Leicester City are a team with a lot of quality in their squad, which makes us sort of ripe for the picking when we do have a poor run of form like this. However, that said, if we do end up losing players in January, I feel as though negotiations for that may already be ongoing early days, so we would at least know how much money we might have to make bids for other players. That could end up clearing us some of that budget that might be needed for some of those signings that Brendan Rodgers has said wouldn't necessarily be possible. I know there's been rumors in the past that we might be linked to players like Domenico Berardi. He would be a nice addition to the team, help us bolster our midfield, perhaps help us make those breaking runs that we need to see. So in that regard, I don't necessarily think that losing players in January would be the worst case scenario as well. If we were to lose a player in January at a point where we know that the club needs all the players they can get, it might be a reflection on that player's desire to continue to play for Leicester City as a whole. And if we were to have kept that player, would they really be performing at their best? So that said, I think it would also do a good job for us to sort of find the players that really want to play for the badge and will give their 110% all match. 44 of you watching at the moment. Kickoff will be in half an hour. If you haven't yet, please drop a like on the video, share or subscribe to the channels wherever you're watching. We have live videos every day of the week. And of course, our watch-alongs for any Leicester City match that we can get together for. So this does include our European matches as well. For those of you who have just joined, we'll put the lineups back up on screen because I know I started fairly early with that, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it if you have just tuned in. So to put it back up, Leicester City lining up with a 4-2-3-1 formation with Kasper Schmeichel starting still in goal, and I know there is a fair bit of debate about that. Get your thoughts in on that. Back four consisting of Luke Thomas, Chalar Soyuncu, Johnny Evans, and Timmy Castagna. Defensive midfield two of Wilfred Ndidi and Yuri Tielemans. Our two wingers being Harvey Barnes and James Maddison, with Dewsbury Hall playing attacking midfield up the middle as the supply line to the lone striker today in Patson Daka. Of course, Kelechi Iheanacho left out of the lineup due to a COVID-19 diagnosis. Jamie Vardy moved to the bench. Newcastle United remain unchanged from their last match, a win against Burnley. They play a 4-4-2 formation with Dubravka in goal. Lewis, Lascelles, Schär, and Manquillo across their back four. Saint-Maximin, Willock, Shelvey, and Almiron in midfield. And Joe Linton and Wilson up front. So it could be dangerous with a midfield four and a front two that could give them the supplies they need for a high press, which we, of course, know that Leicester City are so vulnerable for. CK coming in on the Brendan Rodgers debate here. I've been out then in. I want to see Brendan Rodgers turn this around. I badly want to be proven wrong, but as the weeks pass and poor performances continue, it's been very hard to fully give him my backing. I feel very, very similar to this. Brendan Rodgers has done so well for the club in the past. I find it hard to believe necessarily that this downturn could be just his fault, and therefore, as a result, bringing in a new manager would completely solve this problem. I'd really like to see him turn it around, but he hasn't proven it to me yet, which is why I'm so on the fence around that. Ivan Smith on the manager debate here. There's a pattern of younger managers doing better than the older ones, as the modern game changed so much that it suits young managers who have played in the last decade or so. That's a fair point, but I think it is also worth remembering that Brendan Rodgers is reasonably young for a manager. His playing career, I believe, ended early due to an injury. However, yes, there are some young managers that are doing quite well. We've seen the new manager Bounce working well for Gerrard at Aston Villa. Of course, he did very well with Rangers as well after Brendan left Celtic as a result as well, bringing Rangers to their first title in many years. Of course, there's also a lot of hype around managers like Eddie Howe if he might be able to pull off a great escape with Norwich or with Newcastle. So yeah, there are a lot of young managers that are doing really well. However, at the same time, let's not forget that when you get up to the top of the league, it's still your managers like your Jurgen Klopps, your Pep Guardiolas. Um, Thomas Tuchel is a little bit younger, I suppose, but he's still sort of like that middle age manager. Um, so I don't necessarily think that it's an age thing. I think it does have to do with the adaptability of your tactics, how fluid you can be from team to team while still keeping the sort of core philosophies of your managerial tactics intact. So with that regard, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's an age thing. Jason Mills, yes. So Patson Daka gets a start. I figured that would definitely please a lot of the fans that are leaving comments and tweet responses on Leicester City's lineup posts. I know a lot of people love to see Daka start. This is going to be another start for him in the Premier League and another good chance for him to leave a stamp in the top division. We know, of course, a lot of his best performances have come in Europe, but those are also when he was given the start. So let's see how he does. Ivan Nylander tuning in. We need to win. Let's get it. A lot of optimism, at least on my regard here. We do have about 20 minutes to go until kickoff. I'm going to get a couple more of your comments up, but also get your score predictions in. Get your goal scorer predictions in. I'll share mine as well momentarily. Jason Mill, we need to give Brendan the chance to turn it around and show how good a manager he is. Even the elite best managers have had spells of poor form. Exactly. I similarly, I would love to see Brendan turn it around, and I think that he has the capability of turning it around so long as he hasn't lost the dressing room. And it's just going to be a matter of whether or not he can, because it is always, of course, a gamble. If he can turn it around, it will all have been worth it. The poor form will pay itself off. We'll likely get back into Europe, and it will be the same as if we had had a similar season to before, where we had done well at the start and then perhaps crumbled into the Europa League at the end. However, if it doesn't turn around, how long can we stick with him before we hit a path of no return where Europe will be completely ruled out? We could even end up in a I know a lot of people have been throwing around the term relegation battle. I personally don't think we'll end up in one. I think we have too good a squad to really end up in that, even with our current form of results. However, it's the Premier League. It's incredibly unpredictable, but I would love to see Brendan turn it around. Kashyap coming in and saying, I feel like when Vardy starts, people complain that he doesn't play Daka and vice versa. Then even when he plays both, there are people who go, no Iheanacho, no Party. Like, we can't play all three. It is a bit of an unfortunate reality of Leicester City that we have three very popular players up front who all do fairly well in at most a front two. So at the end of the day, you are going to get people who will be disappointed when any one of them don't start. I, it's a drastic comparison, but I'd say that it's kind of similar to the Lionel Messi, Ronaldo debate, where instead of arguing over which player is better and deserves to start best, let's just enjoy their form when they're at their best and hope for the best results. I think if we can get a little bit more rotation around the three of them, that would be good. A lot of people have been saying that they found that Jamie Vardy's role is kind of untenable and he has to be the starter. But I think if we can start getting some rotation between the three of them, the fact that they'll all have that little bit more stamina as they play, that little bit more pace, that half yard that could make those breaks work, it could prove very, very well for Leicester City. A few score predictions coming in here. Carmen saying 3-3. Kashep saying 3-1 with Daka and Kieran Dewsbury Hall to score. We know our fan who joins us on camera, Sean, he would love to see Dewsbury Hall get a goal this match. I'll be honest, I'm going to predict something a little bit off base for Leicester City right now, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I think it will probably end up being a very cagey match, and we might snag a goal in maybe the 80th minute, probably from a substitute, could even be a late Vardy goal. I think it's going to end 1-0 Leicester City, and I think it's going to be very even between the two teams, and that could be the catalyst to turn us around. A few more thoughts coming in here saying a lot of RB Salzburg fans think that we can play all three strikers up front in a 4-3-3. Yeah, that might be possible. A lot of those people who they see things from what I would describe as a sort of FIFA perspective, where, if the player's circle is blue, you can play them up front in any position and they'll make it work. But at the end of the day, those players are all very much those middle of the park run forward strikers. They don't really play that wing position as well. So yeah, I would agree that we definitely cannot play all three up front, but of course, you can't please everybody. CK, Joe Linton has been absolutely rubbish, hardly scores, so get your bets on him getting a hat trick. Yeah, that has been kind of the way that Leicester City's luck has been going, that whenever a team needs points or something to sort of help them turn around, here comes Leicester City to help them with that. But there's always a chance to turn that around, especially before kickoff. Kickoff will be in 17 minutes as well, so keep those comments coming in. Keep the discussion going. Have we overachieved or underachieved? It's a question that actually hit where should we really be? So yeah, let's get your thoughts in on that as well. I think it's a little from column A, from column B. I know that I am sort of the king on Leicester Fan TV of sitting on the fence on things. But I think that our level right now should be higher than we are right now, obviously, but I think we should sort of be part of that pack challenging for a base European place. Especially when we ran into our problems with injuries last season, it kind of showed that to be a Champions League team, we need better depth than what we have, and I don't think we would have gone very far in the Champions League had we made it last season, especially seeing our form right now. But I'm obviously very disappointed that we dropped out of the Europa League. I originally thought that we would do very well there, but I think the Conference League is a tournament that we could win. Particularly right now, I've been seeing reports that Tottenham Hotspur right now, as a result of their COVID outbreak, may not be allowed to postpone their match versus Rennes. And if they were not allowed to, they would have to forfeit that match and they themselves would drop out of the tournament. And I don't really see a team that out and out is clear of Leicester City when it comes to squad talent alone. Perhaps Union Berlin. However, I think that we would definitely be a fair shout for a win in the Conference League. And I think that would be a good place for Leicester City to be with regards to sort of Vishai's vision and building the team up slowly to be that sort of title challenging, top four challenging Premier League team. Because if you go in too quickly on that, you run the risk of burning too brightly too quickly, and you could end up being like your Blackburns in the 90s, Blackpool when they came up to the Premier League and fell right back down the divisions, QPRs, teams like those. So I like the idea of it being sort of a slow build. So I think it's unfair to say that we have overachieved and where we are right now is proper. I think that that is out of line, out of order. I think we should be higher in mid-table, challenging for maybe like 7th, 6th position, somewhere around there. So I know that was very lengthy, but I get your thoughts in on that as well, and I'll be happy to put your comments up on screen. Anthony, I know you must be up very early, so it's 8:45 in the morning for me. I'm on the eastern side of North America in Toronto, Canada. Anthony, I know you are near Los Angeles, California, so it should be around 5:45 in the morning for you. So kudos to you for getting up so early for the match. And yeah, we'll all be hoping for some good luck for today's match. On the note of West Coast people as well, I should hopefully be joined by Michael for today's watch along as well in a sort of two-person broadcast team. Hayden says he's Rogers out because I'm tired of seeing us not perform well, and I think we could go into a relegation battle. I think relegation battle is a little early to call. It would take another run of poor form because, again, the league is so volatile right now. We could easily be back in the top 10 challenging for a European position with 2 wins. We could be in a relegation battle with 2 more losses. I know I sit on the fence a lot, but let's give it a couple more games before we call it a relegation battle. Matei is saying we'll dominate the first 20 minutes and score a goal, but we'll lose momentum and they'll score a late equalizer. You always kind of feel like it will end up like that. It is kind of the Leicester City way as of late. It would probably end up happening from a corner, but let's see if we might be able to carry some more of that momentum. Daka starting is a change. We have seen changes in the Leicester City lineup. We are still playing that back four, but it only takes one moment of brilliance to really put a game out of reach. Whether that will come Leicester's or Newcastle's way, we will wait to see. I think, honestly, those first 10 minutes of the match will be very, very telling. One thing I'm also going to quickly mention before I put more comments up, if you are watching on Facebook, I am seeing a notification here on my end from our streaming software that we are having a little bit of a network connection issue connecting to Facebook. So if you are connecting to Facebook and the stream might seem a little bit choppy, try hopping over to YouTube and you might have a better chance at watching our live stream there. Another score prediction coming in from Hayden. Leicester 2, Newcastle 1, Vardy and Daka to score. I would love to see that. If we can make it a little more convincing, would obviously be great. But in our current run of form, I think it'll be a one-goal match as well. But I, for some reason, feel like we might finally get a clean sheet today. Thank you very much, Ivan, as well. Cash up. God forbid we fail to keep a clean sheet against a team with one win this season. Let's not forget we conceded to Norwich. We conceded 2 to Watford. It's kind of been the Leicester way to just win by brute force and score far more than we concede. That's not sustainable. I think this would definitely be a very important match for us to keep a clean sheet in, but it will, of course, wait to be seen. That's a very fair shout out. I did actually forget Roma as well. Off the top of my head, I didn't have a list of teams available. They are class. And of course, with Jose Mourinho leading them as well, we know how well he does in Europe. Bodo Glimt actually might also be a bit of a dark horse for the tournament. They've kind of come out of nowhere and have been doing so well, not only in Norway, but I believe they beat Roma twice. So I think they could both be some dark horses. They could be some teams that could give Leicester City a little bit of trouble. And yeah, Hayden saying 2-1. Oh, my prediction is not 2-1 Leicester. I'm not confident today. I think we will lose 2-1. Fair enough. I'll never out and out say that I predict Leicester City to lose. Usually if I predict a draw, it means that I'm not feeling very confident. I just feel like it similar to Watford. This is one of those matches where if Newcastle don't start the match off on the right foot and start a high press immediately, I feel like we could still pull something out here. Ivan Smith, many say the training ground luxury has pampered us to the point that we don't have grit and desire. Get your thoughts in on that. I'll admit I'm not very knowledgeable on the impact of training grounds with regards to what it does to teams. I think at the same time, though, it is fair to say, like, after big money takeovers, Manchester City, of course, improved their campus, and they've brought through some excellent homegrown players. Chelsea have done so as well. Liverpool have done so. So I don't necessarily think that it's that a nice training ground has really diluted the players in a way. I would find that kind of hard to believe. I would hope that a high quality training ground would help us bring out better youth players. I think Luke Thomas is a nice player who's come through the youth ranks at Leicester City and has performed well. Yeah, I would find it hard to say that Seagrave has been sort of taking the fight out of Leicester City. I think there is definitely a problem when it comes to sort of like that little effort level, but I don't think that it's the training ground necessarily that would change that. And yeah, Anthony, just bringing back to the fact that you're up so early. Yeah, we will all be hoping for a good match today. Steve Scott, even if we win 10-0, I would still want Rodgers out. Totally fair. I know that the fan base is fairly split. Brendan and Brendan, I know that Leicester Fan TV have been running a fair few polls, and they have been getting more and more close. I think the last one was like 53% in. Totally fair. Like I said, I'm still sitting on the fence on it, but at the end of the day, let's just not turn on each other in those cases. Fee, nice to see you tuning in. Natasha, went to the Chelsea game yesterday because I'm a Chelsea fan, but I like Leicester and Chelsea. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Regardless of who you support, always great to see you people tuning in. Ivan, been supporting Leicester since 1971 and in the best condition as a club and a team, but no point always being the bridesmaid and never the bride. Very fair. I kind of also believe that we're in a sort of golden age as Leicester City fans. It's just a matter of building sustainability, which is why, again, like I feel like it's not terrible for us to say that we're in the Conference League and things like that, because we can use that as a building block to then become a Europa League, Champions League challenging team. I'm going to put 2 more comments up, and then I'm going to bring Ross on, who has tuned in. I'm going to drop the link back in as well. We got 10 minutes before kickoff, so if you'd like to join myself and Ross as well, please do so. Fee is still saying that she's Rogers in, and Kashyap giving support to Leicester from India. Thank you so much for tuning in from all around the world. As an international fan, I got a lot of respect for those of you who conquer the time difference. So thanks so much for your support. Ross, if you're ready, if you can give me a thumbs up, I'll pop you onto the screen. Strange to say it about a match against Newcastle, but big game today.
You can say that again, that's for sure. I think I said this on Radio 5 Live last night. It's on my Twitter, at RatedRos24, if I plug myself. I generally believe, this is my opinion, obviously, this Less Fan TV is all about opinions. We've all got our opinions, whether we agree or disagree. It's all our own opinions. So, for people to call out people about, people say, oh, this content is all about, oh, Rogers out, Rogers, it's not. It's an opinionated show, obviously, Less Fan TV debates, contents. Whether you want Rogers in or out, that's your opinion. Everyone's entitled to it. And I said, I generally believe if we don't win today, I think if we lose, my opinion, I think Top may pull the trigger. And I generally think he may do. That's my opinion. I was saying about the zonal marking, obviously it's the stupidest thing ever. I said it's the stupidest thing on earth. But we've got to win today. Obviously, my heart's saying we'll win 2-1, then also we'll score. And I tell you now, every single time Newcastle get a corner, the whole ground's just going to go, oh. Because obviously, honestly, it will. Because every time we get a corner, I'm going to think, who's going to head this? Who's going to score for them? Is it going to be Lascelles? Is it going to be St. Maximum? Who's going to score from? I'm my head saying, I don't think we'll win. My head's saying I don't think we'll win, but my heart's saying we will. I would never say, oh, we're going to lose. But the way we've been playing at the minute, it's hard not to say it, if I'm honest. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so I really want us to win 2-1. I'm going to say 2-1 less. I think Daka, I really would love to see Daka get on the score sheet, and I think Tielemans like to get on the score sheet.
Yeah, I think
I think maybe he might not instantly get rid of Rodgers instantly if it was to happen. Let's say I'm going to make that clear. If, by the way, just people listen, if he does pull the trigger, obviously he'll either look at investing in January for a replacement in a few weeks' time, or he's already got someone lined up. You don't know this. We don't know what goes on in the back. We have no idea. We're just fans that we support our team through and thick and thin. Obviously, I agree what Jamie said this morning on his show about people say, look where we come from. I get it's annoying. It is annoying because obviously that's then, this is now. The Europa. We're in the Europa Conference League. Whether we like it or not, we're in it. And it's my opinion, our only chance of getting in Europe this season. Because if we win the Europa Conference League, if we do, we're in Europa League next season. Yeah, we're going to Europa League. And I would say, if that backfires, if we don't win that, then I can't see us getting the top. I said that I don't think we even met the top 8. Yeah, but we don't know that. And the last time that we were in Champions League, we were the only British team in it, the final 8. We had a shocking season that year in the Premier League. We were at 16-17 season 2.0, except we're not actually playing well in Europe this time because we were playing Europe. Our Champions League form was taken away the fact that we're playing poor in the Premier League. This time we're playing poor in both, so it doesn't help. But yeah, let's see what happens.
I'm going to respond to sort of like each of the main points that you made in order. So like to kick off with regards to like sort of Leicester Fan TV and the whole Rogers in, Rogers out debate. I think it's just important to quickly recap the fact that like we obviously have like the content team that exists and we're the ones that are making the posts, things like that, like myself, Phil, Jamie, Tom, Jack. But remember that we as a whole sort of like exist as a community. So if you ever see something that's sort of like saying like, and it sounds like we as an organization want Rodgers out, understand that we're sharing individual opinions and trying to start debate. At the end of the day, we're all Leicester City supporters. We all wear the same crest on our chest, and that is the reason this organization exists. So, like, regardless of your stance on that, let's at least remain unified behind the team.
Exactly. You know, that's one response, and your next response.
Yeah. So next up, with regards to today's match, I did say earlier my score prediction was a 1-0 Leicester. I have no good reason to predict us to win a clean sheet other than I just feel like we might. I, for some reason, think that just maybe it will happen. It probably won't, but it might. I feel like it'll be a smash and grab 1-0. Probably like a last minute break. Could even be off of a corner of theirs that we would somehow defend. And Vardy or Daka will get just like a last minute goal. I could just see that happening. And then finally, in the last regard, like when it comes to position in Europe, position in the table, I mentioned earlier just before you came on that I have been trying to see things like from a very long timeline that doesn't necessarily start with us in League One, because that's a long time ago. And it is grasping at straws to say, don't complain about us being lower mid-table. We were in League One once. Because you know what? A lot of teams came up from the championship and are now doing very well. Man City were, relegated in 2001?
They were in League One themselves back in 1999.
Yeah. But I see things from a timeline of when the Srivardhanappa family bought the club, which started when we were in the championship. And they said, over time, we want to become a sustainable, top 4 challenging club. We aren't there yet. We're still in the process of it.
So teams are just coming out now. They're just the formation. I've got my stream up. Striking goals: Castagna, Evans, Soyuncu, and Thomas. Indeed, he's the holding midfielder. Madison. It looks like Madison's playing on the right. It looks looking here. Tielemans, Dewsbury Hall, Barnes, and then Daka up front. Subs: Ricardo's on the bench. Shumare.
Yeah, Ricardo's on the bench. Vardy is on the bench.
And then for Newcastle, it's Dubravka in goal. Some Spanish guy, Fabian Schär, Lascelles, Jamal Lewis, St. Maximum, Joe Willock, Harry Potter, Voldemort, John Joe Shelby, Almiron, and then up front, Joe Linton and Callum Wilson. So yeah.
I will quickly cut you off just to say, so Michael, I saw your comment. I've dropped the link.
I'm going down anyways, but yeah, good luck in doing your watch along. So
just before you go, I will quickly throw in just like to finish the thought before kickoff. I think we're a little bit lower than where we should be right now, but I don't think fans should say that, like, because we're not qualifying for Champions League right now, that we're failing in Vishai's vision. I think we're still building to it, and I think we should be sort of upper mid-table challenging for Europe should be our place right now, with a continuing to observe moving upwards.
I get that. That's fair enough. We'll see what happens. These next 5 games are crucial, but today's a must-win. So
completely agree.
Peace out, and I'll see you in a bit.
See you, Ross. So Ross was also just quickly commenting on the lineups as they came up on screen. So the broadcaster does show one difference from the predicted lineup that I had, which showed a 4-2-3-1. The formation that I had seen showed Ndidi showed Tielemans moving up into a midfield 4, playing centrally with Dewsbury Hall, and Ndidi playing as a single holding defensive midfielder. That being the only main change. Michael, let me know if you're able to click in to the watch along. I did put the link into the chat. Players are just taking the knee, and we will be kicking off now. So Leicester City have kicked off. It is, of course, 0-0. Leicester City playing from right to left on the screen if you are watching at home. And start with a big kick that goes right to Dubravka, up over the head of Barnes and Dewsbury Hall. So right now, Dubravka holding the ball, and Newcastle actually playing a little bit of back and forth. Newcastle coming forward on the right wing. Leicester City dispossessed, and now Daka moving up on the wing just barely gets tackled, but promising high press from Leicester City, and we end up winning a throw right on the border between the middle third and the Leicester City attacking third. We throw the ball backwards, though, and the ball is now with Soyuncu near the center circle. Evans hoofs the ball upfield, high looking for Daka, but just overcooks his pass, and Dubravka will let that roll out for a goal kick. I'm just going to quickly see if I can help Michael get onto the stream. I know that he's just sorting out his tech at the moment. All right, there we go. Michael has just joined in. Michael, you ready? Goal kick is taken by Newcastle and played back towards Kasper Schmeichel by Luke Thomas. Michael, you ready?
Yo.
How's it going?
I literally woke up like 15 minutes ago. It is 6:05 in the morning, U.S. West Coast time. But I'm up to watch the Leicester. Come on, boys. It looks like Dak is starting. Let's go.
Daka is starting.
We all want it? Isn't this what we all wanted? Come on, guys. Let's go.
I was going to say, for those of you in the chat who don't know Michael, please show him some love. He's out in Seattle on the West Coast. I like to gripe about the time difference for myself in Eastern North America. He is always up bright and early, kegs and eggs, watching the match.
Ready to go.
Ball currently being juggled back and forth, sort of between Leicester's defenders and Newcastle's midfielders, right on the border between the Leicester defensive third and the middle third. Squirrel, Vardy is not injured. I think this is just rotation. He is on the bench for today's match. Yeah, some high pressing there as Joe Linton goes in for a tackle on Soyuncu, but Soyuncu does well to maintain the ball, as does Ndidi. He plays the ball to Dewsbury Hall, who holds off against this tackle. He maintains possession, but Newcastle get the chance to move back in numbers. He plays the ball to Madison. Madison plays the ball back to Ndidi. Ndidi plays the ball back, and we are back to the central defenders on the halfway line. Looks like Dewsbury Hall coming forward again. As well, Michael, at the next break in play, we'll get synced up as well.
Okay, yeah, you're about 2 or 3 seconds ahead of me, that's all.
Yep.
I can tell.
Attempted through ball, just can't get to Timmy Castagna, and Jamal Lewis will collect. He clears the ball as high as Joe Linton, and then another lofted through ball. I think that's looking for Lascelles. It will find it, but only after Leicester City get back. Looking for Wilson there. Joe Linton now with the ball. Ball is into the Leicester City penalty area. First shot on goal, and it hits the side netting by Almiron there.
Woo.
Johnny Evans currently receiving a little bit of medical attention. Just watching the replay here, trying to see what may have happened to him. Looks as though he may have just been caught in a bit of a tussle and hurt his legs there. We will keep you updated on that as to whether or not he gets up and running. So, Michael, if you want to let me know what time you're at, I will pause and we can get synced up during this break in play.
The clock just hit 4:10.
Okay, so I will pause at 4:20.
Okay. For 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 4:20.
Perfect. So it looks as though Evans had just pulled up as he was running, so it might be a little bit of hamstring issue. Some very early subs. Yeah, it's Sumari, the defensive midfielder.
Oh my God. Is it Brendan out already? What's going on? Jeez.
Johnny Evans trying to get rid of his own countrymen.
Oh. Sumari? Why not? Why isn't Dan Amarty warming up? Someone put in the comments, tell me why Dan Amarty isn't warming up right now.
I don't know if he's on the bench today.
Oh my goodness. Does he have the COVID illness? Is he on the COVID list?
He might be. I'm not 100%. I know that in terms of like big rotation players, I know Nacho and Perez were the two big ones who were missing due to COVID. That's a fair shout from Ashley, and Ndidi might end up going center back, and Sumari might take his replacement. I thought it might be a change in formation, but it would be very early for that, and it is indeed going to be a substitution. Sumari on, Evans off. Very early substitution here for Leicester City. 5.5 minutes into the game, we have lost Johnny Evans.
I don't like that at all. It might be time for him to be a coach or something, because
Johnny Evans.
Yeah, he can't stay healthy.
He'd do better than Kolo Toure.
I mean, couldn't do worse.
Phil Ackerley just confirming for us, yes, Dana Marte is out of the squad due to a COVID diagnosis.
My lighting all jacked.
And Kasper Schmeichel decides to play his goal kick to the fans.
Of course he does.
Ball is out for a Newcastle throw-in by the center circle. They will take it and throw backwards and try to play a high through ball. That will not get past Luke Thomas, and it is another throw-in for Newcastle United. It's a little hard for me to read the Newcastle numbers on the backs of their shirts, so I do apologize if I just end up saying things like the Newcastle midfielder, because I use the numbers in order to determine who's playing the ball. And those red numbers are just hard to see at the scale. Mateo is saying, I feel for Johnny Evans. Right now he's about as healthy as Ross's salads.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first it was I think he was having bone spurs in his heel, and now it looks like it might be a hamstring issue. And I hope it's a precautionary measure, because if it's been played out, or like if he's hurt his hamstring, he could be out for weeks.
Yeah, but he's old and he has that plantar fascia thing. Callum Wilson taking the ball in the box. He's on Indeed. He puts a cross in the box.
And it's just over the head of Joe Linton there. Yeah, Craig Hendry asking, what's changed at the training ground? Why are we getting all these injuries now? I believe we did lose the
head trainer,
physio. Yeah, someone changed in the leadership team, and Newcastle have the equivalent of a penalty here. They'll be playing a corner kick in 7.5 minutes into the match.
Yeah, what are we talking about? I totally spaced.
The physio change. Kasper punches out. Shot is blocked.
Wow.
A bit of calamity there as the corner kick is taken. Newcastle did win the header. Kasper punched it away, and then it fell right to the feet of another Newcastle player who took the shot. But now Leicester City looked to counter after winning the ball in midfield. Madison plays the ball off to Tielemans. He tries to find Daka with a lofted through ball, but he's just off target, and Dubravka will collect.
Come on, we got to get this game today, guys. I didn't hear the pre-match discussion, but hopefully there was a lot of positivity.
Mixed bag. A few people predicting a loss. I was saying that I think it's going to be a smash and grab win. I think it's going to be very tight all game. And for some reason, I have no reason to say so besides I just think it could happen. I think we'll keep a clean sheet, and I think it'll be 1-0.
You know what? I might have to agree with your clean sheet assessment and prediction. But Johnny Evans is out and injured now, so
yeah, that prediction did come pre-match, and we weren't playing.
Right, so now the
Soumare's young, but it's just that goal that we let in against Chelsea just shook so much of my confidence in Soumare.
Yeah, he's not the player I thought he was from his YouTube highlight video.
Chalar Sayuncu under pressure plays the ball back to Kasper Schmeichel, and Almiron there was just playing a super high press that forces Kasper to give another souvenir to the fans. And that is out for a Newcastle throw in. Newcastle are hungry.
Well, they're bottom of the league, aren't they?
No, they're above Norwich. They're 19th right now.
Yeah, so they gotta.
They are, however, level on points with Norwich.
Yeah, they got a lot to play for. Well, our guys.
We were mentioning that in the January transfer window, being in the relegation zone could really hurt Newcastle's ability to draw in that sort of expensive talent that they'd want to pull in with all this newfound wealth.
And who else wants to play on Tyneside? It's like so far away. It's so cold. Like, really? Come on.
Hey, don't let John O know you said that.
I'm just like, why? Just because they have all this money, they think people are going to want to go there? No, it's not how it works. Especially in this sport.
I don't know about Vestergaard, to be honest. He isn't in the lineup. He's not on the bench. Early booking here for Timmy Castagna here for looks like a poor time. Oh, he pulls back on the shoulder of Sam Maximin there, right in front of the. You can't do that right in front of the referee.
I don't know if that's a yellow. This guy's just handing them out already.
Can't pay, take it away. You're gunning for promotion. I'd love to see it.
Forrest, it's not gonna happen.
I know you're just trying to get me riled up, but I'll be perfectly honest here. I would really love to see a good East Midlands derby again. I want it to be in the Prem, obviously, but like, I'd love to. What's a rivalry when you're in different leagues?
Right. Like when you meet in the League Cup or FA Cup, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. It's like when you saw Southampton, they played Portsmouth in the FA Cup, I think like 2-3 seasons ago, and they beat them 4-0 because one's a Premier League team, and I believe Portsmouth was in League One at the time.
Yeah.
You need healthy teams to have a healthy rivalry. Luke Thomas has the ball on the left wing under a lot of pressure, but does well to maintain possession and then plays a terrible backheel pass to
He's trying to play
Harvey Barnes, and that goes out for a Newcastle throw.
Yeah, we got to do better. It's early in the match. Looks like the fans are all got their arms in their armpits, their hands in their armpits. It must be cold.
I think it might be that we're struggling to get adapted to this sudden change that just really wasn't in the cards for Leicester.
Right.
Looks as though we haven't changed shape, and yes, it is just Ndidi taking place as a center back. CK saying here that Evans injury has messed everything up now. Ndidi is out of form as is, and now he's a center back. I think I'd rather have just stuck that Nelson lad in. He's young, but at least he's a center back. Yeah, Ndidi, he gave away 2 penalties over 3 matches.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about the Ndidi just absolutely going crazy in the box, stomping on people, tripping people, hanging a leg out.
Promising Leicester City attack there. Castagna just misplaces his pass on the wing. But now Leicester have a corner.
When he's in the game and fit, Timmy Castagna has probably been our best player this season. He hasn't put
I feel like he's our... I know that I normally give this title to Albrighton, but in terms of like starting players who can play 90 minutes, Timmy Castagna might be our most underrated squad player.
Yeah,
play the corner short here. Cross is played in, just can't find the head of Harvey Barnes, and that is cleared by he who shall not be named. Ball with Castagna in a center back role. He plays it across to Thomas. High pressing again by Newcastle. They are hungry. They want this ball. Lofted through ball play towards Daka. He holds it and maintains possession, but he's forced to turn around. Plays the ball to Barnes. Barnes just can't find Daka again with the return pass.
Dude, Daka is so good. I love him. I can't wait for next season when he's 5 pounds heavier, or, I just can't wait, because this guy, he puts his body on the line. He gets in front of defenders. He gets past defenders. When he goes for a ball, he goes 110%. And his first touches are amazing. They are. He passes with his left and his right. He shoots with his left and his right. This guy's good.
Dave Gavin, Amarte is out of the squad at the moment. I believe he had a positive COVID diagnosis, so he's not on the bench. Harvey Barnes coming forward now under pressure, gets bundled over, and that is a free kick in a dangerous position.
That doesn't get a card.
I'm surprised there's no booking here, given it, because it was a rather soft challenge that got Castagna booked. No booking there for, I think that was St. Maximin actually making the challenge. Or no, it was their number 28, who was Joe Willock. Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't a booking. Dewsbury Hall and Madison both standing over this. You can't help but imagine that it's going to be Madison to take.
If I was Madison, I'd just shove Dewsbury Hall. Like, go over there, youngster.
Maybe he'll be one of those fake kick takers just to see if we can goad a jump out of the wall early.
Now, does Dewsbury Hall have one of those curlers in his arsenal?
Not like Madison. Not like Madison.
No, Madison is magic. Madison is magic. You can put it in either corner right here.
Dubravka standing very far to his left in the net. He's really relying on the wall, which is a dangerous thing to do against James Madison.
Absolutely.
Whistle's blown. Madison to take. Oh, and it's just over the net, but he did exactly what we thought he would do. High up over the wall, and he hits the top of the net from outside. Oh, but if that had been maybe a foot lower, that would have been your Premier League goal of the week right there.
He does not have it covered. That is beating him. Oh.
The wall didn't have it covered, and Dubravka definitely put too much faith in his wall there. At full stretch, he would have been nowhere near it, but unfortunately, Madison plays it just too high. But promising
Very
from Leicester City.
And what that does is give Madison a feel for the ball at his foot around the box. And I just need him to get the ball more, because when Madison has the ball, he shows a lot of confidence, or, you know, he wants to show a lot of confidence, but you got to get him the ball early, and he got to be able to make his moves in space.
Totally. I would say that I think both teams have now had one quality chance so far this match. For Newcastle, it would have been off of that corner, and for Leicester City, definitely that free kick. Both teams starting to get settled in here. Sumari with the ball in midfield, plays it to Tielemans and back to Thomas. We're doing better at being a little more fluid in our passing. There's still a lot of backwards passing, which I know frustrates a lot of fans, but we're not holding the ball as long as we normally do.
Yes, it needs to move quickly. One touch, find a guy, pass it.
And most importantly, we're not relying on Casper's distribution as much, which I know has been a big weak point. Oh, through ball just gets under the foot of, I think that was under the foot of Harvey Barnes there. And that's out for a Dubravka goal kick.
Come on, boys. We need some goals. You know, we don't win unless we score 3, so we need some goals.
I still got the party rings here for if Vardy scores.
Wow, he might be sitting on those party rings for a little bit.
Oh, these party rings have they've gone stale. They've probably expired by a month or two. I need to go back to the import shop.
Colo and Brendan having heated discussions about
Dubravka takes the goal kick, and Soyuncu wins it, but his header will go right back to the feet of the Newcastle player. But stop and play here.
Do you get the win?
No idea what happened there.
Win probability graphic on your screen?
Yeah, just under 50% for Leicester City. 30% draw, 22% Newcastle win.
So make sure you guys also put your money on Newcastle.
Sumari gives the ball away there with a poor header, and Newcastle regain possession near the center circle. Yeah, Mateus Rogers looks tense. This is essentially a Champions League final for him. Good interception there by Castagna. Stops a through ball from Newcastle, and now we look to break.
Go, come
on!
Good
layoff to Dewsbury Hall, but he's forced to stop because of the momentum of the ball, and Newcastle have gotten back in numbers, but we've maintained possession.
Go.
Barnes holding, can't get past this man, and Newcastle regain possession.
But you got to be direct, and that's what Harvey did. He got the ball, and he went straight at him, and that's what I want to see. That we got to score goals, period.
Ashley asking if he's all right going center back. We know how much Brendan Rodgers loves Kolo Touré. He loves him. Yeah. Loved him at Liverpool, loves him here.
Right.
He'd play him in center back if he could. How old is Touré now? 41?
Oh, he got to be a little older than that, right?
He was playing not that long ago. Let me look it up. I hope this doesn't crash my internet. As Newcastle tried to play a through ball, but that is out for a throw-in to Leicester City.
Someone posted.
He's 40.
He's 40. Okay, yeah. Get a shirt on, bro. Get out there.
You can be number 40.
Yeah. Someone posted on the Twitter about Matt Elliott, Steve Walsh, and Tags. Jerry Taggart, my favorite. Yeah,
that'd be some old school English football.
Sign those guys up because they're not taking nothing in the box. Somebody might.
That'd be some Filbert Street in the rain, getting thrown down in the mud kind of football
for sure. Put Steve Walsh up front on the.
Leicester City with possession now. Some passing around the middle. Through ball played, looking for Dewsbury Hall. He'll get there ahead of Shelby. His cross is blocked, and that's a corner kick.
Great through ball by Thomas. Great vision by Thomas. It was a little heavy. Dewsbury Hall doesn't really have the pace we all would expect a young man to have. But he gets counter Shelby because Shelby's 40, and, and he gets the ball for a corner.
Can we get some John Joe Shelby versus Kolo Touré tussles in the middle of the park?
Please. Yes. Please.
I was going to say credit where it's due to Dewsbury Hall, though. There, he trucks. You could tell he was going full tilt trying to get that ball. And also some credit for any Newcastle fans that have tuned in. John Joe Shelby does well to dive in and block that cross.
Absolutely. I like John Joe Shelby. I like Newcastle, their old school team, like 4 or 5 years ago, like the players that are on not old school to me, 4 or 5 years ago, like the players that were on that squad when I was watching the Premier League and I was trying to figure out a team to pick. If it wasn't so far north, I would have probably picked Newcastle.
Dubravka collects the corner without any contest, really, and Newcastle now have the ball among their back four. Simon Hodgett, all of Chelsea's defenders are available on free transfers this summer.
What, do we want Ben Chilwell back?
Oh, I'm sure he would be welcomed with open arms at the King Power.
About because Antonio Rudiger's not coming here. Like, what was that comment about?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Was like, could you imagine the housery, so to say, if we had Jamie Vardy up front and Antonio Rudiger at the back?
Oh my goodness, this guy.
I feel like those two players are like the kings in the league. For you love them when they play for you, you hate them when they don't.
I don't understand how he just keeps winning penalties. It's
like I hate Antonio Rudiger so much. I
I
would love him if he was a Leicester player.
I used to like him. Now I hate him. I was like, this guy is winning penalties. Get out of here.
Ndidi now collects the ball ahead of a through ball that was played up, but his pass is collected by Newcastle. It's out for a Leicester City throw-in.
Eddie Howe barking instructions to his new club.
Rudiger is a goon, says Derek Law.
He is. I used to like him because he was a goon, but the in the box falling over, winning penalties the last month. Oops. Don't want that comment on screen. That was a shot by Newcastle. It's blocked by the defender. They recollect on the rebound. Good tackle, and Leicester City gain possession again, and we're looking to break now. James Maddison crossing the halfway line. Through ball to Daka. He passes his man, gets pulled down, and that's a free kick. Surely that's a booking for Jamal Lewis. Why is he going to the ref like he's not foul? Bro, get out of here. You might get a card.
He's getting booked.
Yeah, he's getting a book. Get out of here.
And I don't know why he was going to the linesman.
Yeah,
and just going like, hey, don't book me. Don't book me. Don't do it.
Well, because the linesman caused the foul. That's a foul, bro. You can't push
him. Clearly. Gets nowhere near the ball.
Yeah, you're behind.
Hit barge. It's a free kick. Take your lumps and don't complain. And Lewis is now the first Newcastle player in the book, and that is a booking apiece. Hayden coming in and saying, I would take Rudiger in the Leicester team, but I don't like him. That's exactly the kind of player that he is. You loathe him when he doesn't play for you, but you love him when he does because you know that he gets the opposition riled up. He makes them want to draw fouls.
Exactly.
It was a soft penalty, though, against Leeds in that last match. I watched that game, at least the second half.
I'm pretty sure he won a penalty in their game right before that one, their Champions League game, I think.
Free kick is played in, and Daka with the header, and it's saved by Dubravka.
He's so good. He has such good vision that almost went in.
What an amazing save by Dubravka there. He had no business stopping that header.
But Daka had no business getting on the end of it. It was like 2 flicks, and he saw the path of it and oh my God.
100% class from both players there. Absolutely. Yeah, full credit where it's due to Daka. He does amazingly because that ball was deflected. It was off the header from a Newcastle player. He was looking to just put it out for a corner, and unmarked off a run, Daka gets into some space and puts a header back across goal that, again, Dubravka had no business saving. High cross played in towards Barnes. Barnes controls the ball, but his touch is just a little heavy, and it's collected by the Newcastle man. He can do nothing but just hoof the ball out.
Almiron to Joe Linton.
But Dewsbury Hall wins that ball, and it's Soyuncu playing high up in the field. Sumare overcooks his pass to Thomas, though, and we're forced to turn around. Ooh, I'm a little lightheaded from that. That was an exciting play there.
I hope everyone who's watching us is also watching the game, because what's going on right now is like frantic football, but we need to put the ball in the net.
Very, very frantic. I will also say, for those of you who are watching, if you want to get synced up with us, we are currently at 25 minutes, 25, 26, 27 seconds.
Perfect.
Lofted through ball there by Soyuncu, but just puts too much curve on it, and Dubravka will collect.
Just showing
Just
James
showing a replay here, and yeah, it goes off the header of the defender, and Daka does so well to get there, and it is just with the fingertips that Dubravka keeps that from going into it.
It's Ndidi.
That wasn't Ndidi.
That was Ndidi.
How that was just such a great attacking play that we all thought it was Patson Daka.
The way he like scissored his legs to go for the header, it looked like that's what Daka does. He's like,
so there we go. New tactical plan here. Put Patson Daka in central defense, and let's put Wilf Ndidi up front.
Well, how about just everyone bomb forward? Like, let's go. Like, everyone be a goal scorer potentially, and we know Ndidi can put a head on a ball and put it in the back of the net.
Hayden Whittle here. I'm watching the game as well. It's a good game to watch, but we're not finishing our chance. That's been one of those things that we're good attacking, but we create so many chances that we just don't take that final touch that we need. We could be scoring 7-8 goals a game with how good our attack plays in some matches. Like, it's the only reason we're able to beat teams like Watford when we concede 2 goals, because we can score 4.
Well, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, but it's just because we don't take our chances that we're not scoring 6-7 goals. Go ahead.
The pundits are saying that the reason why we're not in the top 5, point blank, like period, point blank, is because we concede too many goals, period. Like,
yep.
If we gave up, 1 goal a game, then we're in like top 6, but we give out like 1.8 goals a game.
Sorry, just showing the replay there, and Joe Willock trying to get a kidney donation out of James Madison there.
And that's his hip too, Madison takes it quick.
I can't find Daka though. And Lewis will put that out for a throw-in.
But you see how Daka shields his man? Hardly ever does he lose those battles. Give him 5 more pounds, he will never lose those battles. The man is really good. I love him. I love him already.
Absolutely. It's one of those things, like, he's still young and small, so they always love to say that the Premier League is such a physical league. But he's adapting reasonably well.
Yes, and he needs more time on the pitch with the Premier League game. And since we're bombed out of Europa League,
it's a big ask to come from, of all things, the Austrian Bundesliga into the Premier League.
Right. But, when you're the top scorer in that league, a lot is going to be expected of you when you come to a new league.
Dewsbury Hall plays a cross in. Dubravka will get there ahead of Castagna. Good vision by Castagna there, though. If Dubravka wasn't at 100% there, that would have been a sure goal. He does well to lose his man and at least put some pressure on Dubravka there. Newcastle playing it short.
Crazy.
Almiron? No, Joe Linton can't win the ball there ahead of Sayuncu. Again, it's so hard for me to read these Newcastle shirts.
I know. Joe Linton has
who's hair. Yes, Joe Linton with the hair, and I don't know whose idea it was to. I know normally with like a striped jersey, like this one, the back is solid.
Yeah, like I can't read the numbers either. They're like melted in. It's like a colorblind test. If you see the numbers inside the circles, it looks like if you're colorblind test.
Mateus, seeing your comment there just to get you synced up. So we are at 29 minutes, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I got to give some credit there to Sam Maximin there with a nice step over to lose Ndidi, but he overruns his play and it goes out for a Kasper Schmeichel kick to throw in. Schmeichel kicks right to the head of a Newcastle player.
But we got to get on the second ball. That's what it's about. And we don't have that. We don't have that fight. It seems like right now, maybe Daka, maybe KDH, maybe Ndidi. But the rest of these guys, I don't see them. I don't see Tillemans. I don't see Samani. I need these guys to get into the game right now because they're costing the manager his job right now.
Free kick to Newcastle following just a collision of feet between Joe Linton and Sayuncu. Exciting match to watch so far. No goals yet, but if you are enjoying the watch, please hit the like. We got 81 people watching at the moment. And if you aren't subscribed yet and you have any interest in all things Leicester City, give us a subscribe. We got shows all week.
Yeah. My favorite show is the Jamie Show. I don't know what it's called. The
The
aftermath.
famous Fox's Aftermath show.
Yeah. Jimmy's good, dude. He goes off. He went off last week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I like
One
it.
thing that you cannot deny is that the members of our team are passionate Leicester fans.
Very passionate. Very passionate.
I wanted to comment on it because I'm seeing that you've got the portrait of Dewsbury Hall up on your screen now.
Yeah,
I was putting together the lineup graphic, and we had a midfield 3 line of Barnes, Dewsbury Hall, and Madison, and I couldn't help but find that Dewsbury Hall looks like if you took Barnes and Madison and just averaged the two of them out.
Right? That's why he's gravitated to both of them so much. Oh,
yeah, corner kick was taken by Newcastle, and they won the header, but we did a good job of holding defense and just a little bit of a tussle there and hoofed out of play, I believe, by Castagna there for a Newcastle throw. Almiron annoyed there with the play because it was a reasonable chance for them to put something on goal, but they just couldn't get that final shot. And Joe Linton now with the ball
come on, press.
Deep in the half.
We got to press, guys. We need the ball back. We can't let these guys control any momentum at all, because if a goal goes in, we just suck.
Joe Linton and Sam Maximin are hungry.
They are, and they're good players. And I'm sure Eddie Howe got these guys going.
They might still be on that residual new manager bounce as well.
He got them all riled up, I'm sure. Joe Willock's playing every game. We all love him here at Leicester.
Newcastle right now just peppering the penalty area with high balls that were only heading out right back to them. Joe Linton now breaking into the penalty area. He's through, but that goes out of play before he can take the shot. But even after he does, Schmeichel holds.
Not feeling Soumare's tracking back or getting like some of these balls that are moving through the middle of the park. Soumare, see that? You see that replay right there? You see Soumare?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's like not
like
there.
I said, it's those things that are making me lose faith in Soumare, because he's that yard or two off the pace. He was off the pace for the goal against Chelsea. He's off the pace there. And I don't know if it's an effort or if he just doesn't have
that's
the pace.
Effort. He doesn't have the vision. It doesn't look like he has the vision or the effort at that point. But
yeah, like again, I do not want to turn on him because he wears a Leicester City shirt and he's also very young.
He's good too. His highlight tape is good. He hustles. It looks like he hustles. He has good when he gets the ball. He wants to push forward with the ball. But
it might be a matter of adapting to the Premier League for him, because we know how well he did in Liga.
Right.
And we know that players like Timo Werner took a long time to adapt to the Premier League.
I think he's still adapting.
Stevie Two Times saying 6s and 7s from the team so far. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think so on defense.
Defense, yes. I think some of our attacking players may be up to 8s, but we should have a goal to show for it at this point. But like, it's been good vision play by Daka, by
I need Madison to get the ball more.
Harvey Barnes trying to find Daka there. Dewsbury Hall now trying to find Barnes. He's tussling with his defender. Both go to the ground there. Play is stopped, but I don't know who that would be for. Whether it's a foul by Manquillo or Barnes. Probably by Barnes.
Wow.
Just showing the replay here. Yeah, Barnes is pulling on the shoulder of Manquillo. You can't do that.
Yeah, and then Harvey kind of puts a knee in his back. If you look.
And yeah, Gray saying Soumare is awful. But I agree with Ashley here. There's a player in there. He's just definitely off the pace defensively.
Yeah. Do they have I'm sure they do, like a nutritionist or somebody who controls like a chef? A private
Surely.
And they have
Surely we must. Like at a facility like Seagrave, we must.
Well, I'm sure that they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the players. But I mean, like a specifically tailored diet. I don't know. Does Soumare look like he's fit? Like he's eating the right things? I'm trying to figure it out. But
like, I feel like a club at Leicester City's level must have something like that. And like, if a club like Lille has that, then surely Leicester does.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like it's more just a matter of adapting to England.
Right. But I mean, he was in France. What are the culinary exploits of Leicester? Curry. It's probably not all that good.
You haven't been to the Michelin star restaurants in Leicester?
the curry restaurants. No, I have not been to any Michelin.
Listen though, like when I can finally like get a plane ticket out of here and get to Leicester, I'm gonna be eating so much food.
You know what? The first place I went to, Five Guys. I know.
Really?
Kind of bad. We have Five Guys.
You have that in the U.S.
I went to Five Guys.
Because I mean, in all fairness, like, and for the record, I always say this when we're just in like a casual conversation here. It means that there's not too much going on in the match. Just like passes around the in the midfield. Nearly a through ball there for Leicester City, but controlled by the defender, and it's out for a throw. When I go traveling, I eat the fast food chains that we don't have where I am in Canada.
Right.
So it's like when I was in London, I had like Pizza Express, and although Pizza Express, like as a Canadian, because just the cost of living is higher in the UK, it's expensive.
Yeah,
like £25 for a personal pizza.
Jeez, let's go get Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
because they were everywhere in Leicester.
Yeah, there you go. Ashley, pork pies and crisps.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't make it to a Greg's, and I want to make it to a Greg's sometime. Leicester City with a high press. We knocked Newcastle off the ball. Penalty, Leicester City. There it is.
Lascelles hanging a leg out on James Maddison, who is like the most fouled player in the league.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Don't let Maddison catch you sleeping.
Don't let him catch you sleeping. Tielemans shoves Shelby off the ball.
Oh, hang on though. I'm seeing this replay here. Was there contact?
It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure there's contact. Oh, there's contact.
Yeah,
he was already going down as there was contact, but there was contact.
The contact. Come on, Matters.
You gotta wait for the contact.
They're gonna
get overturned if it goes to VAR.
Come on, Matters. You're gonna get kicked in the ankle anyway. You don't have to dive. Jeez. Oh, they gave it. They gave it.
Tielemans to take. Just going to cover some food topics here about Papa John's. They got the trophy. Then red Leicester cheese and pork pies and Walker's crisps.
There you go. Walker's crisps.
So it is Tielemans to take. And he puts it in confidently. Well done, Yuri Tielemans. He celebrates in front of the fans. Dubravka's not getting there, even if he did get the right way.
That was a great penalty. Great penalty.
And let me get that video queued up because it is Leicester City 1, Newcastle United 0. They were just showing it again, and that was such a cool and confident penalty there. Again, they're showing the replay there, and Maddison clearly dove before the contact, but the contact was there.
He died, and then Yuri stops the ball and looks at the ref and goes, "Hey!"
Yeah, you gotta play to the whistle if you're Yuri. Maddison, you gotta wait for the contact. Mulenga, I've seen you join in the stream. I'd be happy to have you on halftime, but we don't have players on during the match itself. But thank you for tuning in. Yeah, Anthony, what a brilliant dive by Maddison.
Brilliant.
There will be some angry Newcastle fans if this match ends 1-0.
Oh, it can't end 1-0. We can't win if it ends. I don't know. We can't end unless we score 3. We can't win.
John saying Yuri should be taking all the penalties. It was such a class penalty by Yuri. He is the star man, of course. Newcastle already back on the attack. Cross coming in. Goes off Soyuncu. Ndidi stops it from going out for a corner, and it's a tussle between Tielemans in the corner. Newcastle maintain possession. Pass is just misplaced, but it's collected by Willock. And Tielemans does well to get that ball out of play. And out for a Leicester City throw-in. It's penalty weekend, says Stevie 2 times.
MLS Cup won on penalties yesterday.
Oh, so actually that reminded me. I was meaning to talk to you about that because I know you're from Seattle. You're a Sounders fan.
Yeah.
I saw the stats for Real Salt Lake versus Seattle.
Yeah, it was tough.
And it was like 28 shots to 2.
Yeah, man. It was tough. It was tough.
And it's like and listen, like I sound like I'm joking here. My team didn't even make the playoffs. Like Toronto is horrific right now in the MLS.
Isn't their manager in the Premier League now? He's at Man U. Yeah,
Toronto's manager?
yeah, he's the coach. He's the Michael Carrick there now.
I don't
He
think
just
so.
got hired like 2 weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago.
Because our manager was Ali
Oh,
Curtis, and
Yeah,
he's
Yeah.
at Man United now?
Google it.
I know, because I thought they just announced that he was like a consultant for the MLS Development League.
Really?
I'll double check that.
He was on the
Fee with the 99p super sticker. Thank
For
you
the
so
goal.
much.
Thank you, Pete.
Leicester City breaking here.
Early
Ball
cross.
nearly gets to Daka. It's headed up by the defense, and it is just getting juggled in defense right now, and Newcastle will clear. But good
Early-
vision there
Early
for the
cross
through
by
ball.
Catania. Yeah, early cross, and he saw Daka beating his men. Like Daka's
But yeah, sorry to cut that off there. But yes, thank you, Fee, for the 99p super sticker. We all do this on a volunteer basis, so the money that comes in helps to cover the costs of things like studio equipment for the individual shows that we have that we film in England, as well as to cover the costs of our StreamYard, which is what we use to stream to you. So thank you so much.
Oh, he didn't give us a corner?
Apparently not.
Oh, come on.
Apparently, red Leicester cheese is made in Cork, Ireland.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're seeing the replay on that, and that should be a corner. That is poked clear by the Newcastle player, but you can't win all those calls.
Oh, come on.
And it will be a Dubravka goal kick. Red Leicester cheese should actually be called blue Leicester. Don't forget that time that we had the red away shirts. I have one of those.
As do I. It was like one of the first ones I ever bought. Actually, I bought it in Leicester at that shop by the market.
The first shirt I ever had was the home shirt from that same season because
Blue one with the gold up here.
Yeah, the Puma with the collar.
Yeah. Oh, with the collar. Oh, that season. Okay. Yeah. That's the
because the red shirt had the red shirt had the collar as well. So I think they're from the same season.
right. That was the
Yeah,
greatest.
Anthony's saying just with regards to that corner, we got the call that counts though.
Or the season after the champion, the title winning season.
The title winning season, our away shirt was white.
The season afterwards was the red one.
Yes, because that was the collared season, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or did we win on the collared season?
No.
No. We didn't win the collared season.
Chandler's-
Free kick comes in, deep cross, finds his teammate in the penalty area. It's Joe Linton. He maintains control under pressure from Thomas. Plays the ball back to, I think that's St. Maximin. He dances around Dewsbury Hall, dances around Luke Thomas, maintains possession, plays a cross in. It's headed, and it's wide.
Oh, my God. This dude St. Maximin is dancing, trying to find any opening, and he a peach onto the penalty spot. And
I was about to say, whatever that shop was where you got your jersey, he just sent Dewsbury Hall back to it.
yes, he's Dewsbury Hall. I mean, yo, he's going to have to get his Oculus and figure
Corner kick taken by Shelby, headed away by, I think that's Ndidi, being juggled in the penalty area, headed clear by Sumare. Dewsbury Hall can't maintain possession. I think that's against Willock.
Yep. No, that's Jamal Lewis on the sideline out there.
He gets knocked down. Yes, that is Jamal Lewis, and it's out for a throw-in. Madison fuming that it's not a Leicester City throw. It is a Newcastle throw-in. You can't get that mad at decisions like that because you're going to get booked. He's getting told to calm down right now.
He's mad at the totality of what the ref has been calling on these 50-50s on the sideline. But that's what we want to see from Madison. We want to see the fire. Now give him the ball.
Yeah.
Now
that is fair. Callum, how are we playing? I'd say it's pretty tight at the moment. Both teams have been kind of equally aggressive. Leicester might just have a bit of an edge, like a 60-40 in terms of quality, but it's been very close.
And we're up 1-0, so
we are up 1-0 too, so you can't argue with that. Right. Leicestershire, one of the few counties where Blue Stilton is allowed to be made. I love these cheese facts.
Yes.
There you go. What other fan
Squirrel.
channel can you say you learn about cheese? None. Newcastle United on the break here, but a well defended there. St. Maximin's run thwarted there. I think that may have been it was either by Castagna or Thomas. It was Castagna does such a good job to just truck there. Just gets a half yard ahead of St. Maximin and hoofs that out. Although it may have even gone out of play before the kick. 2 minutes. I hadn't even noticed we were so deep in the half. It's 2 minutes at a time. Corner kick played in, headed out by Castagna, but only as far as Almiron. He plays a cross back in, but will only find Tielemans. Appeals for handball, will not be given. Jamal Lewis, I believe that is, plays a cross in, headed away by Castagna.
Luke Thomas.
Yes, sorry, by Thomas. And Newcastle are forced to play the ball all the way back to Dubravka, but he is well off his line right now. Playing closer to the center circle than his box. Go pressure him. High line.
They're not. They're looking at
George, I will also say, don't ask us about the Napoli game. Don't
ask us about the Napoli.
Don't ask us about Napoli.
We're done with Europe.
I don't know. I want us to try in the Conference League.
No, in the Conference League for sure. We want to win every game we play in. That's my philosophy. But
Newcastle coming forward again. St. Maximin plays across in. Wide open is Almiron. He plays it back across goal off the Leicester City defender, and that's out for a throw-in by the corner flag.
Oh, what happened to our Facebook feed?
Yeah, it's looks as though there's some streaming issues here. It looks to be a server issue on Facebook. So if you are watching us on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. We are still streaming live fine on YouTube and on Twitter.
Leicester Fan TV.
I'm gonna put together a quick notification for anybody who can't hear us on Facebook as well. So Michael, if you can cover commentary for a quick second.
Yeah, Leicester has the ball deep in their half, being pressed by Newcastle, and the halftime whistle is blown. 1-0. Leicester going into the locker room. Yuri's breathing hard. He's been working hard. That's what we want to see. We need some hard work in the midfield. We need these guys to try to actually get 3 points at home, give the fans who paid all their good money and want the manager out so bad to give us a performance. And so far, meh, but we are up 1-0.
Yep. So, at the end of the day, we are winning in the stat that counts.
That's all that counts. Did you get the link notification?
Let me get the link itself in as we do get to halftime. We would love to have some of you come in and share your thoughts over the half.
Reedy, Sean, Jono, Gray. You know who you are. Let's hear what you guys have to say about this first half.
John Towers saying Newcastle looked dangerous at the end there. We need to get 2 to 3 up. Completely agree. Yeah. Because where they're not scoring goals, they're getting corners. And what is a corner if not basically a goal against us? Yes, so my apologies to those of you who are watching on Facebook. We are receiving some notifications here on our YouTube feed as well from our StreamYard service. It looks as though there's server issues on Facebook's end, so we aren't actually able to get that up live again. So if you are trying to watch on Facebook, please come over to YouTube instead. Jono, I'm seeing you've tuned in. If you want to give me a thumbs up, I'll be happy to have you on screen. What do you make of that first half?
We've kept half a clean sheet.
Exactly. It's progress. It's groundbreaking.
It's definitely progress. And yeah, Newcastle were looking dangerous though, weren't they? Last sort of 10 minutes, I think. This isn't over yet. And we got lucky with the penalty, I think. But mostly I would say we had the better of it. I would say. We didn't really carve any chances out, but we had definitely the better of the play. I think we were showing basically we are a better team than them, but without really carving any clear-cut chances out. So hopefully we can do a little bit more in the second half in that regard and get the second goal. I think if we get the second one, then we could get 2 or 3, I would say.
I'm
happy so far. Happy that we've kept a clean sheet, especially with Johnny Evans going off early at the beginning. That was a real worry, wasn't it? But I think, fortunately, Newcastle aren't a top quality team, so I think we've sort of got away with it with Ndidi at the back. It's a bit of a worry though moving forward. If Johnny Evans isn't going to be fit for a few weeks, what are we going to do? So we definitely need 3 points here. That's 100%. We need 3 points today, and then we can move on and hopefully start building something from there. But yeah, so far so good.
I'm agreed here that it's very good that we have gone in with a clean sheet because it feels rare. I think part of our shakiness, where Newcastle did put together a couple quality chances, did come from the fact that the team has just been trying to get settled. I don't think we really trained with Ndidi as a center back. So I definitely think that's been a big impact on the team, and definitely something we'll have to hope is not long term, because with the defenders that we're missing, I don't want to have to see us play against Tottenham with Ndidi as a center back. I've seen that we're joined by our other Jono as well. Jono, if you want to give me a thumbs up, I'll add you on screen as well. So missing Johnny Evans in defense, but a clean sheet.
We can't complain. Like, yes, we haven't been our best, but clean sheet and 1-0 up. Yeah, we haven't been causing much of a threat, but if we just maintain our line, and we'll probably win this game. But I'm not, if we give away a corner or a free kick, what will happen. So we just got to keep our heads. But Maddison needs to keep his head, because you know what he's like. If he loses his temper, he can easily get a red card because the referee knows he's losing his temper. So if he does something silly, he's off.
I'll be honest. I think we were lucky that he didn't get booked.
Did you see at the corner that they had? They seem to have put some sort of man-to-man thing in place. I
can't watch the game. I've been watching the stream, but
yeah, they had a corner, and it looked like they had like 3 or 4 lined up as zonal markers, and then they had like a couple of man-to-man guys going on their big men. It seems like, I mean, I'm not an expert by any means, but it looks like they're trying something a little bit different.
Have we got someone on the back post? Have we actually got people marking the post?
Yes.
I didn't go that far, but I think basically they had, 4 defenders lined up as zonal markers, and then they had a bunch of where all the Newcastle players were. They had, I think, Ndidi and Siyunshu were actually going man to man, which I thought was an interesting. It's one to keep an eye on. I mean, I don't know if that's actually a deliberate change or not, but I think it's clear that they're trying something else.
Well, I can't be on for as long. I've got to get back to work. So I'll come and get my quick comments. But how's Tuesday Hall been? Has he been like influential? Has he been creating chances?
Yeah,
I'd
say he hasn't been pulling up trees, but he's been doing well.
Good. Well, you keep this up. We're 1-0 ahead. 1-0 is the important thing, not 2-1 or 3-2. We're winning by 1-0. Keep this up, and hopefully we'll get our second victory of the season without having a clean sheet. Well, we're having a clean sheet. So, I'll see you all at full time.
Yeah,
knock wood.
All the best.
All right. Thanks, Jono. There we go. But yeah, I agree with you that it's good that we're going in with a clean sheet. And yeah, when it comes to the corner kicks, I did actually see more positive defending. Like, it felt like even where Newcastle were winning some headers, they had to work for it, instead of where so many of the goals that we were conceding from corners, it felt like it was effortless for them. They were just there, header, goal.
Exactly. Yeah, they seem to be a little bit more competitive, I think, trying to get a bit more stuck in. On the flip side of that, I think one person that hasn't got that kind of mentality, from what I can see, is Samari. Every time he's lost the ball, which is about 2 or 3 times I can think of in that half, he played a sloppy pass, or he gave the ball away. The play goes beyond him, and then you just see him trotting back at half speed. And it really frustrates me. It's like, if you've just lost the ball, you sprint back as fast as you can and try to get it back. It just seems very, very sluggish and not really up to speed, in my opinion. I don't want to start picking on one of our players, but he just doesn't seem, to me, up to speed for whatever reason. I don't know how you feel about that.
I pretty much agree. Like, I hate to rag on our players, but definitely, like, Sumari has seemed like the weak point for us. I don't know if maybe it's because maybe he wasn't expecting to play today. Maybe he wasn't expecting to have to play so much of the game, so he's trying to preserve some of his stamina, but it's lining up like it's going to cost us. And similarly, like, we've seen this from him before, like against Chelsea, is where you normally call it out, because I don't remember who it was that scored the goal. It may have even been a Rudiger goal. But he gets the ball off Samari and then runs 3-4 yards clear of him, just because he can outpace him. And it's to the point where it doesn't look like he's running at full tilt, but more just that he's not putting 100% into his sprint. And again, I'm not sure his reason for that, because I don't think it's necessarily a lack of passion. I don't like to believe that a player that Leicester City deemed worthy of signing doesn't want to give their all for the club, but maybe it's because he recognizes he doesn't have the stamina for a full 90 minutes in a very physical league like the Premier League.
I've no idea whether it's just he's not up to speed with the Premier League pace. I don't know. It just seems bizarre to me. There was definitely 2 times in that half that I can think of where he lost the ball and the play just went beyond him, and then you just see him trotting back with the play another 10 yards ahead of him, and he's relying on people like Tielemans and Ndidi to get the ball back. And it just, like, to me, it feels like if you're playing football, you lose the ball, you try your damnedest to get back and put a challenge in. And that's what you see from people like Dewsbury Hall. He's really running, even when he gives the ball away, which is on a couple of occasions, he runs back and he tries to get it back. I don't see that with Samaru, but, I think he's a player that ultimately he's in development. We'll probably see the best of him in a year or two's time, I guess, once he's, fully integrated and, he's developed a little bit more. He's obviously a player. He's a young player that we're going to develop. But yeah, at the moment, he just, for me, he feels a bit of a liability, in my view. But Tielemans is having a good game. I think he's looking neat and tidy. Certainly much, much better than he did in the European game. Maddison's looked neat and tidy. Barnes hasn't done much. And Daka's not really been fed anything either. So hopefully we can improve on that in the second half and start carving some chances out.
On a bit of an inverse point from what we were just mentioning about Sumare, I'd love to hear your thoughts on what Dako has put here. Good to see Tielemans fist bump even when he's just winning a throw-in. And similarly, like, we saw how angry James Maddison got when he didn't win his throw-in contest. There's a lot more passion on the field this match than I think we've seen recently. Do you think it perhaps could even be the fact that could crashing out of the Europa League seemingly have given like a new energy and anger and passion amongst the Leicester City players?
Well, I would hope so. Do you know, when you saw the interviews with Brendan Rodgers after the Europa debacle, he looked visibly gutted. He looked very, very down and disappointed. And you rarely see that from him, because even if we win really well, and he's very kind of middle of the line, and if we lose, he's very middle of the line. He doesn't fluctuate too much with his with his opinion of the game and whatnot. But he looked visibly gutted that we went out of the Europa, even to the point where he was making comments about, I don't even know what the conference thing is. He was visibly didn't want to lose that match. And likewise, all the players did as well. So you would have hoped that there was a conversation to be had. Look, I want to see a reaction today. We've let ourselves down, not just on Thursday, but throughout the whole of the Europa campaign. I don't think we've played particularly well. In patches we have, but generally speaking, we should have gone through in that group. And you would have hoped that he was asking for a reaction today to get a result. I mean, I haven't seen it to that extent, but I'm hoping the second half we can push on, get a second goal. I think there was probably a lot of nerves at the start of the game, I would imagine, wanting to go into this, knowing that we needed 3 points, knowing that we want a good performance. When that is the case, sometimes the nerves probably take over. But now we've gone one up, hopefully we can push on, because we are clearly a better team than them, but we just need to start carving some chances out. And I think if we do, then we'll put them on the back foot and we'll get hopefully 2 or 3. That's what I'm hoping for the second half.
I think it's kind of similar to what I was mentioning in the last match, in the pre-match, was that the first 10 minutes are very telling. We came out of the gate in the first 10 minutes of this match and really went after Newcastle, which left us a little vulnerable in defense, but we go into halftime with the lead. So I think the first 10 minutes of the second half will also be very, very telling. And I mean, the league is also showing like just how important this result is to us. As it stands, Leicester City will move up to 8th with this win and will be just 5 points off of the guaranteed Europa League spot with this win, if we hold on to keep all 3 points.
Yeah, we need 3 points here. There's no doubt about it, not just for the table, but just for the general confidence. We're playing Newcastle at home, Newcastle, who are desperately in trouble, let's be honest, regardless of the fact that they won last week. They are not a good team. The table does not lie. If we cannot beat them at home, then there is serious questions to be asked, even more so than we're already asking. So we should be getting a result here, and I expect us to be getting a result here. That's really what we should be expecting. So for us to be winning 2 or 3-0 here is what you would expect, from the quality of the squads that we have got compared with them, and compared with the form table. Even though we've been in desperately bad form, they haven't been particularly great either, other than that they won last week. So I would expect us to win comfortably here, regardless of how crap we've been recently. So yeah, I'm hoping that we do, and then we can move on and then put things back together and hopefully get something in the Tottenham game as well. So I'm hoping that we can start kicking on from here. I'm hoping that going out of Europe will galvanise us and start, hopefully, kicking some asses into gear, basically. That's what I'm hoping will be the case.
We'll all be keeping our fingers crossed. The teams have just taken back onto the field, so I'm going to let you go and add Michael back in. But thanks so much for joining us at halftime, and hopefully we'll see you at full time.
Yeah, take care.
Take care. As well, I'm also just going to quickly say, Riders, I saw your comments coming in. My name's Elijah, just for the record. Thank you, CK, for putting that in. Michael, got you back here. And we have, on my screen, we've just kicked off for the second half with Ndidi on the ground there following a rough challenge by Wilson.
Good stuff there, Jono. That I agree with pretty much everything there. Good stuff. We gotta put Europe behind us. I know it hurts and it sucks, and we want the manager out and all this stuff, but we still have a whole season to play, guys. We still have a lot to fight for. The gap between us and the top 5, the 5th and 4th spot is, it's reachable, but we got to kick on. Let's be positive. Let's back the boys.
So as it stands right now, I was just mentioning, so Burnley and West Ham are currently tied 0-0, which means as it stands, Leicester City would move up to 8th in the Premier League, and Burnley will move 1 point clear of Newcastle, but remain in the relegation spots. Tussle in the just outside the Leicester City defensive third has sent Miguel Almiron to the ground there. Just watching the replay on this, and it's just a big collision by Luke Thomas there. I don't think there's anything malicious in there, but he just catches the trailing arm to the side of the head. Almiron might be fishing for a booking here, but he's not going to get it.
No, he's a diver for sure, man. Us MLS fans and Atlanta United watchers, we know this guy all too well. He is a diver.
Oh, fair. I didn't know that he came from the MLS.
Yeah, he was at Atlanta United. It was a big deal when he left too, because he was really good that last year.
Cross comes in from the Newcastle free kick, up and over everybody, blue and black and white. Falls to St. Maximin on the left wing. St. Maximin controlling, trying to get past Castagna. Dewsbury Hall comes in and just does a poke challenge to send it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, I'd say you're about 2 or 3 seconds ahead of me again.
Yep, I will. I'll pause at 47:15.
Okay, I'm at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15. Perfect.
Nice.
I also just want to quickly weigh into a couple more of the comments that I didn't get the chance to put on screen at halftime. Just as Shelby tries to play a crossover into the Newcastle or into the Leicester penalty area, Thomas does a good job of controlling it, and Leicester regain possession and look to play it out from the back. Hayden, I saw you said you might come on at full time. If you're feeling nervous, no pressure about it, but we would be happy to welcome you at full time. Just to share quick thoughts for 2-3 minutes. I'll actually be jumping off at full time because I got to get a bus out of the city. But Michael will be hanging out, and hopefully we'll be speaking with a few of you at full time. I'll stay for a little bit, but I just can't stay for too long. Harvey Barnes takes a big shot from way out, catches everybody, including us, off guard. And it's just wide of the post. But similarly to that free kick from Madison, a full stretch Dubravka, I don't think would have had that covered.
And Harvey just swivels, doesn't even look at the goal, and just kicks, hits the ball. It's not too far, about a foot wide.
If you can hold down for commentary for a quick second, I'm going to see if I can get us back up on Facebook for a moment.
Yeah. And Soyuncu plays the ball long. Newcastle gathers it, plays it back to their keeper. Dubravka sends one long, flicked on by Amaran, but Soyuncu gathers it and sends it in to Tielemans. Madison, back to Tielemans. Tielemans being harassed in the midfield by Joe Linton and shoved off the ball. Newcastle on it. And a foul by KDH on, I don't know why he's arguing. It's a foul on Joe Willock. And Newcastle gets a free kick about the circle in their half. Looks like we need to get our act together. We should be coming out at halftime on fire. I don't know what's going on in the dressing room at halftime, but the ball sent into the box, cleared, and it's out of touch on the far side for a Leicester throw. No, Newcastle throw. It looks like the Newcastle forwards are getting a little frustrated with the lack of service to the front. I haven't even remembered the last time Callum Wilson touched the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't seem to get the broadcast back up onto Facebook. We will look into this after the match, after full time. We'll look after this behind the scenes, and hopefully we'll be able to get this up for future broadcasts. But similarly, if you happen to know someone who was trying to watch on Facebook, just send them a note, ask them to come over to YouTube to watch us instead.
This dude, St. Maximin, he's so good. He gets the ball and he starts doing his panecas, and he looks like he's doing a flamenco dance.
And now that you said that, Newcastle have the ball in the Leicester City penalty area. Sumare putting some pressure on, forces him to go out. Ball is played on the right wing. Dewsbury Hall putting some pressure on. And that is out of play for a Leicester City throw-in. Nina Elefan saying, Brendan in, Brendan out, you shake it all about.
Yeah, that's the roller coaster I was talking about in my final comments the last match. It's up, it's down. We have to contextualize everything and stop trying to get rid of people at the club. That's just how I feel.
Luke Thomas plays the throw-in, throws it right to a Newcastle player, though. But Newcastle can't control it, and James Maddison now has control of the ball near the center circle. He plays a through ball to Castagna. Castagna back to Maddison. Play has calmed down a little bit, but Leicester maintain possession. Newcastle now trying a high press, but that could give us an avenue to get it through that line. Soyuncu now with the ball. Nice. He passes it across the halfway line to Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall looking to unleash Luke Thomas. He just overcooks his pass, and Manquillo will play that out for a throw-in. I did see you off screen. You grabbed the red shirt.
Yeah, I couldn't display it properly in my screen, so I was like, I'll put it back.
Gotcha. Because when I was setting up the display back here, actually, I brought out an old Newcastle shirt that I had, and when I had everything set up, I realized this looks a lot like a Leicester City shirt
with the collar.
It's like it's the Leicester blue.
Oh yeah.
With gold trim. Like this could pass for a Leicester shirt. Leicester City in the penalty area right now. Cross comes in from Barnes. He's appealing for a handball following a block by the Newcastle players. This might be looked at by VAR when the ball goes out of play, but it was cleared by Newcastle United. No review there, so looks as though the appeals, it may have ended up hitting the shoulder. I haven't seen a replay on that. Now Newcastle looking to break, but they will not get past Soyuncu. Ball is forced back, and it's now with Joe Linton. He passes it forward to Sam Maximin.
Oh,
Sam Maximin dances past his man, takes his shot. It's blocked by Ndidi. Falls back. It's back with Joe Linton. He takes a shot from a distance, and it will just roll into the arms of Kasper Schmeichel.
Newcastle tightening the screws there. St. Maximin, I swear, when he gets on the ball, it's so scary. Nobody can defend him. It seems like they don't know which way he's going to go. He's got his feet going this way, that way. Then he takes a touch, and he's by you. and he
is
did that
incredibly skilled at what he does. I get to bring up Mateus's comment because I always love a good chance to talk about shirts. Newcastle have a nice shirt. It's one of those things where it's hard to make something unique for Newcastle because they always have the same style of shirt. My only problem is just the Castore shirts are so expensive. Like, I think even the replica shirt is like 80, 90 pounds.
Jeez, that's $100.
Oh, Canadian, it's like $160, $170.
Jeez. For years, I was buying on the website, on the LCFC website, in pounds, and I just discovered that you can switch it to dollars. Because when
they're US dollars, so it still doesn't help me.
No, it doesn't. But when I swipe my card and I see pounds, and then I look at my bank statement and it's the dollars,
and it's like, twice as high. Yep.
Like, my God.
Yep. No, I get that. I basically, I usually wait until I like win one of the trivia games or something that we have at work, and then that money just goes right towards buying a Leicester shirt. I win like 2-3 contests, I can order a Leicester shirt.
That's a good idea. I went to my bank right before my last Leicester trip, and I was like switching my card over so I could use it overseas, and they were like, "Well, you can buy pounds," and I was like, "Oh, so maybe next time." Like you said, you get that extra money. I'll just take it to the bank and be like, here, I want to buy pounds, and just keep buying pounds. That way, when I get to England, I have like a pocket full of the Queen's face on my money. And, I don't have to use my card and all those fees and stuff.
I always have a pocket full of Queens here anyways, because that's just, our money has that. I'm just messing around. Dewsbury Hall had to take a step off the field for a moment after taking a knock to the chest. But he does look like he will stay on the field. And again, like I mentioned, if we ever end up on these like side conversations, it just means there's not much going on in the game. A lot of midfield passing back and forth until someone intercepts, vice versa, back and forth, team to team to team.
Yeah, KDH was laying on the ground for about the last minute.
But yeah, most of the shirts I actually end up getting, I get secondhand because there's a decent soccer culture here or a decent football culture here in Toronto. So you can usually find like secondhand shirts at charity shops, or like I picked up this Newcastle one I got for like £5 equivalent.
Really?
Yeah. Same with this one. I found this one at a charity shop. This one, the NTL shirts, like they'll sell from vintage sellers for like 30-40 pounds. I got it for the Canadian equivalent of like £3, £6.
I think I should probably start hitting up these thrift shops. Actually, someone gave me it looked brand new Leicester t-shirt. It had like a big Leicester insignia, and they just picked it up because they knew I was a Leicester fan. And when I came to work, they were like, here. It's like, oh, awesome.
Yeah. You just have to be discerning because like there's counterfeits all over the thrift shops,
right?
And like people who sell on like secondhand marketplace. Like in Canada, we have Kijiji, but I know it's like Gumtree in the United Kingdom, Craigslist in the States.
Craigslist for sure, yeah.
Like there, you'll find a lot of fakes, so you just have to like you need to learn like what to look for in the laundry tags and the details of the shirts to make sure they're real. But yeah, like if I were paying full price for all my shirts, I'd be bankrupt.
I pay for full price for all my shirts. And
Leicester City on a break right now. Ball through. Unselfishly past the deck, and that is 2-0 Leicester City.
To the backflip!
He does the backflip, and what a goal that was. But let's give some big-time credit there. I think that was Timmy Castagna was in alone, one-on-one with...
It was Harvey.
Yeah, sorry, it was Harvey. One-on-one with Dubravka. Would have scored if he had taken the shot, but...
Leave it.
Completely unselfishly gives the ball to Patson Daka, and I got to get that banner off screen because it is now Leicester City 2, Newcastle United 0. Great goal there. They're just showing the replay, and everybody times their runs to perfection.
This is what I'm talking about. When the ball moves, you move. The ball comes in to KDH from KDH to Harvey. Harvey leaves it for Madison, and Madison flicks it. This all happens in a second and a half. And Harvey leaves it for oh my goodness. The way they left Newcastle just completely out of position just by their ball movement and player movement was amazing. We need more of this throughout the rest of the season. I mean, Daka, Vardy, to me, they're interchangeable, but I'm so happy that Daka was there to score that goal. Let's go! Let's go!
Those passes, they feel like the kind of thing that Brendan Rodgers has been wanting to play whenever he talks about like these backwards passes at the start of another attack.
Hey,
this is what he wants it to be, but it just hasn't been for so long. B coming in with another 99p super sticker. Thank you so much. You'll love to see it.
Thank you, Fee.
Because it means we just scored.
Yes. And it's still nil, Newcastle. Still nil.
As play kind of calms down for the moment, Newcastle passing the ball between their midfield and their defense. I'm going to pull up Fee's last comment here, and I'll ask you this as well. Sophie is saying that if she gets a new shirt, she'll get Dewsbury Hall on it. As Newcastle takes a shot from a distance, but it is high over the net there. Willock trying to make something out of nothing there from nearly the midfield. Shoots from way out after getting the ball just off of Luke Thomas, well over the net.
Is he a left footer? It looks kind of weird trying to kick it.
Yeah, I feel like he's either both footed or left footed because like you can't get quality like that from your weaker foot if it is a weak foot.
He was close.
Actually saying that ball was a Bobby Dazzler. I love that term.
Yeah.
But if you were to get a new Leicester shirt with a name on the back, who would you be getting?
I always get my own name on the back because the players leave. They come and go all the time. I don't like it. And they come and go, and then they play for your rival. Or, I just don't like it at all. So I always just get my name on the back. But Daka, this is his first season. It's only 4 letters, so it's not that much money extra. I just
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Daka. And I plan on taking that shirt to Leicester at some point and getting him to sign it. I know he will if you ask him. He's just like that type of guy. So Daka would be the one if I got one.
I'm hoping to do the exact same thing. I want to so I have the Albrighton shirt that I got last season because he's been my favorite player for a while. He's that sort of like underrated,
right?
Very low profile. Like he doesn't really have social media, but he's just like a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got that because I did like my own version of a Baldy Locks bet last season. I was going to get the shirt if he scored from a corner, and then he did. His name is so long; it cost me like $300 once I paid the shipping and the duties and everything to get it to Canada. For those of you who ever call internationals plastics, think about how much we have to pay for merchandise.
Yeah,
to get
we use our
plastic
to buy stuff. We use our plastic to support the club. Look, if you think that the club can buy these expensive players because of the ticket sales and the jersey sales, the shirt sales from
it's how much DHL pays them for how much they make off of all of us in North America.
It's us buying shirts over here. It's us flying over there and DHL duty taxes and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Oh goodness.
I found from some resellers, I got the checkerboard shirt from, I think that was 2-3 seasons ago.
Last season. I like that.
No, because last season's was playing.
Right. Season before.
I think it was two. Ooh, Madison takes a wrist to the head off of John Joe Shelby there. Not intentional, but that'll be a free kick most likely.
It gotta be.
But
subs.
Yeah, Newcastle have made a change. Almiron comes off in favor.
Ryan Fraser's on, and this guy.
They are not showing his the back of his shirt yet, so I cannot tell you. Starts with an M. Jacob Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy. But Ryan Fraser's on. Both of these guys are dangerous. Both of them have pace.
I mean, realistically, like it's not like Newcastle have that bad a squad. Like they have class.
Players. They have good players, but it's on Tyneside. It's just so far, so cold. Who wants to play there?
Disrespect to Tyneside.
Sorry, it's so far away. But
they had 2 Premier League teams for the longest time.
It's so crazy. That's so crazy. But the last 5-6 years, Newcastle is a yo-yo club. It's so weird. Like Rafa Benitez was managing in the championship. Come on.
Kind of shocking.
Seriously. Nobody wants to play up there.
Soyuncu plays the free kick. It's headed away by the Newcastle defense. Dewsbury Hall tries to play that first time back towards either Castagna or Thomas. I think Thomas, or no, towards Barnes, and just can't get that there.
Eddie Howe chewing the hell out of that gum.
You can Brendan's the same way. You can tell if a manager's under pressure because they really start going to town on the gum. I'm going to take a quick moment while play is a little bit quieter here as the ball is played all the way back to Dubravka. Good pressure by Daka, though. I'm going to quickly check on the other match at the moment, which is Burnley versus West Ham, see if there is any development there. There is not, as it appears. It's still 0-0 around the 63rd minute in both matches. Leicester City moving forward now. James Maddison gets past his man, but they just poke that ball clear. Would have been a dangerous break if possible. Newcastle now look to break in numbers. Soyuncu does a good job, makes himself big, hacks his man down, though. You can't do that, and that's a free kick to Newcastle. And a booking for Soyuncu.
What's your time? I think you might be behind me now, maybe?
I'm at 64:02:03. Don't pause yourself. I'll jump back live and then pause again.
Oh, 18.
But are you ahead of me?
20, 21, 22. How did I get ahead of you? Weird.
Okay, yeah. I'll if I switch tabs to check on the other match, sometimes my my streaming service pauses.
St. Maximum would have shot from distance. Casper. Whew.
I just jumped back live and saw that. So I'm going to pause at 64:50.
Okay. I'm at 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50.
We're synced. So Yunchu just collects the ball off of an overplayed Newcastle through ball. Oh, there you go. If we ever get Eddie Howe as manager, Fee's already got a shirt set up.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I was just gonna mention. So I found a really nice sale from I buy old shirts from past seasons, sometimes from a UK site because the shipping is cheap from that one. And for a while they got racks of Leicester City shirts from 2 seasons ago with a bunch of different player names.
Okay.
Complete with the Prem patch and the BS Saigon, and it had I got Vardy and I got Perez. So that's why, like, if we're ever playing against a team where I don't have the opposition jerseys, I'll have just Leicester and I'll put all my name shirts up. So I'll have Vardy, Perez, Albright.
So the shop just they got the shirts with a whole bunch of player names. So like I said, I always put my name on the back, but I would get a Daka shirt. I don't know. I like Madison a lot. Like, he's one of my favorite players, dude. I know people like to, crap, but
I drift back and forth on Madison. Sometimes I really like him, but then sometimes he does the party and I don't like him.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. There's a picture.
Cross comes in from Newcastle, up and over everybody. Newcastle will recollect on the right wing. Oh, a back heel flick, but that will only find Dewsbury Hall. And Leicester City clear. Daka tries to turn his man. A good piece of skill there, but he just can't keep the ball in play.
He has so many tricks. This guy needs to play every Premier League game so he can sort his game out. I think Jamie Vardy, I don't know. I like Jamie Vardy a lot too. He's our talisman. He will score when nothing is happening. We just have some good players, and Brendan needs to sort it out. But I would love to see Daka in the starting lineup more often than not.
It's hard to work a player like Jamie Vardy out of the starting 11 because of just what he's been for the club for so. It's the same with it was like when he had to work Wes Morgan out of the lineup and Christian Fuchs, like those players who won the Premier League.
He couldn't even work Fuchs out of the lineup. He literally had to play him. Oh, it's crazy.
But what I like is that it's beginning to look like we have a contingency plan for when Vardy starts to lose his pace, when it's time for him to look at retiring. Wilfred Ndidi, nearly dispossessed in the penalty area, manages to get a clearance, but Newcastle regain possession. It's John Joe Shelvey playing it to Joe Linton. Things have calmed down just a little bit.
Shelvey out wide.
Shelvey plays it over towards the wing. Through ball is played. Newcastle play the ball in. Sumare gets his head to it. He plays the ball out. Ball now played back onto the wing. I think that was St. Maximin. His pass is intercepted, and now Leicester can look to break. Poke challenge on Dewsbury Hall just gets the ball back for Newcastle, and they look to come forward once again. Up the wing, it's Fraser. He plays the ball back to Joe Linton. Joe Linton's really sitting back right now.
Yeah, he wants to play that hold up and get on the edge.
Newcastle looking to try to play across. They get the blue ball in. He's broken into the penalty area. Plays it across, and I think that was cleared by Schmeichel. Big shot comes in from a distance by John Joe Shelby, and Wilfin Ndidi, with no thought, throws his body at the shot.
Watch this replay. I mean, Luke Thomas gets done on the 1-2.
And
yikes.
Who would have expected a rocket like that from John Joe Shelby from that far out? First time on the volley, gets the power to it.
John Joe Shelby has that in his locker. He is the free kick taker for Newcastle.
Newcastle win the header from the corner, but it still moves back. The ball now with Sam Maximin. He's forced to run out of the penalty area onto the left wing.
Dude, St. Maximin is good, and he has a lot of energy. I haven't watched the Newcastle game, but I wonder if he's like this in the 85th minute, because this guy is off the chain right now.
It's one of those things that now that Newcastle have the money and you feel like they're going to build into a very good team over the next few years, you wonder if St. Maximin will leave, because he has the class to stay on that team. Whereas previously it was he's too good for Newcastle and he'll leave.
Yellow! Oh! Harvey was about to burn Manquillo and
Manquillo just marshals him over. You can't do that. And he's getting booked, rightfully so. Manquillo enters the book. Mateus mentioning a lot of possession to Newcastle here.
In the beginning of the second half, yes. Oh, it's not the beginning. It's about halfway now.
And similarly, so this was going back to what we were mentioning about Daka and Iheanacho and Vardy's status.
Like Aguero, I'm pretty sure they kept him 2 seasons too long, in my opinion. They kept Aguero 2 seasons too long.
Oh, it's my favorite time of day. I've checked my watch, and it's Kevin o'clock.
Kevin o'clock. And he's coming in for Harvey.
Mark Albrighton coming on for Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes, he's done well, but... Mark Albrighton. But he's been kept fairly quiet by the Newcastle defense. Yeah, John mentioning here, that pretty much covers it. Barnes hasn't had the best game, but he did make the second goal. He's played, I would say, a 7.5. Could have been better, could have been worse. Now it's time to see if Albrighton can have an impact here.
Harvey's an 8 or a 9 to me when he scores. That's just pretty much how it goes.
and Rojo, let's also be very fair here. Vardy is still the number 2 goal scorer in the Premiership. He ages like a fine wine. I would say that he's kind of a one of my favorite players when I was growing up, Edwin van der Sar type character. As he gets older, he does keep getting better, but you can't assume that he will play forever.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, you can't bench a player who's the second leading scorer in the Premier League. I mean, you can't. It's like hard to rotate that guy. You know, it's just...
I love this. Albrighton's my favorite player ever since I saw him walk into an Asda.
Did you get pictures, or else it didn't happen?
But that is the kind of thing where I mentioned that he has like a small social media presence, and he's just like a fun, kind guy. Like, he's very humble.
Right.
I feel like you see that like when he appears on like the social media bit. Like, I think they just put out one. I haven't gotten to watch the whole thing yet, but like he plays Jenga against Jamie Vardy. Very good through ball there, but well defended by Leicester City. Chalar Sayuncu hoofs that out for a throw in.
Maybe this
Leicester gotta keep their shape, keep their confidence.
Yeah, maybe this
did well to defend that.
Center back is a good idea right now. You know, it's a good band-aid, and Ndidi's playing well back there. I'm sure he would like the ball in the middle of the pitch and make passes and stuff like that, but I'm also sure that he likes to just put a shoulder in the back of somebody and head the ball forward. I know.
And Fee's got a long comment there. I'm not going to put it up because it'll go up to about here on the screen, but
read it.
Yeah, Fee has the purple goalkeeper shirt that Kasper Schmeichel wore when we won the Premier League a couple of years back. Got it off of eBay and confirmed authentic by Leicester City. That's awesome. I only have one. Oh, that's true. Let us know how much you pay for that, because I imagine that can't have been cheap. I only have one shirt that was allegedly, I have 2 shirts that were allegedly match worn. I have no certificates of authenticity, and I just wear them like just shirts as a fan.
Right.
One of them is from the Russian Premier League because I got it for like £20, including shipping.
What club?
Krylia Sovietov Samara from like the middle of Siberia. They're like one of those middling Russian teams, but they have a really good crest. Leicester City on the break now. Patsandaka. Oh, Dubravka does a good job there of just getting there ahead of Patsandaka. Another attack almost out of nowhere. And hey, that came from Kevin.
Kevin! Love it.
But yeah, and then the other one was a allegedly match worn by a player for Crew Alexandra from League, I think it was League 2 at the time, because it has all the sleeve patches and sponsors and all that. And honestly, like, I just bought that shirt similarly, like, not because it was match worn. Like, I bought it because I wanted a Crew Alexandra shirt to continue my collection, and it had all the patches. I love it. Nice. It was reasonably cheap.
Yeah, I don't know. When I buy a shirt, I want to wear it, and I'm not gonna wear like a Newcastle shirt. I'm not gonna.
That's fair. Like, I'll rotate my shirts. Like, I obviously wear Leicester shirts way more often than I wear any other team. But if I own a shirt, I'll wear it.
Yeah, I mean, I wear my Sounders shirts because we always have really cool kits. So
you do. I feel like Toronto's had like 2 or 3 class shirts, but most of them is just like, oh, what's Adidas's template this year? We'll have it in red.
We'll have it in black. We'll have it in red. Yeah. No, we made the Jimi Hendrix shirt.
Newcastle coming forward once again. It's now with Joe Linton.
Nice turn by Joe.
He finds his man, but he can't get past Soyuncu. Ball falls back once again. Dewsbury Hall now putting the pressure. Cross comes in, but it is high and too deep and out for a goal kick. Jocko, what's the difference between match-worn shirts and the ones that the fans buy? So there's 2 differences. The first one is they were actually worn by a player.
It's corner to Newcastle, not a goal kick. Just to
fair enough. So I'll report on the corner, and then I'll get into there. Cross comes in. Timmy Castagna clears it.
He is the man. Let's go.
And it looks as though even if Newcastle had won that, there was some tussling in the penalty area, and a free kick is given to Leicester City. But yeah, Mateus mentions here they have breathing holes for better performance. The fabric is a little bit different. It's also the way that they print things. Like, so this is a replica that's like from the store, and the Adidas is stitched.
And they sew it in.
And they sew in the patch as well. It's like a fabric disc. On a player issue shirt, you can't get player issue Leicester City shirts. I think Adidas only makes them available for like 3 Premier League teams. It's all heat pressed. It's the same as the sponsor.
Right.
Just a little bit of a thicker plastic.
What I'm wearing right now, this training sweatshirt.
Ndidi does a good job of stopping a Leicester City through ball there. Sorry to cut you off, but just good defensive work there from Ndidi. Albrighton passes it to Tielemans, passes it to Samari. Samari's on the ground. I hope he's just looking to get the free kick and that he's not hurt there, because we don't have a lot of defenders left.
And then Joe Linton gives the ref some crap for the ref telling him, "Hey, that's not cool." But Joe
you can't just chop down Samari like that.
Right, and
just seeing the replay here.
He like stomps on him.
Woo! That's a spicy challenge. That is.
That's like 2 in a row, and then he hacks at Madison. Yeah.
Free kick was taken quickly, and the ball already in the Newcastle defensive third. Newcastle forced to frantically play it out for a throw in. Yeah, like John was saying here, it's all a bit scrappy.
Yeah, it's scrappy, but we're up 2-0, so that's
James Madison with the ball. He plays a high crossover.
Oh,
his cross is blocked and out for a Leicester City corner.
Look, we got to get Madison the ball. He's seeing better than he has the last 2 months. He just sees
confident.
He's
confident.
That's what it is. It's confident. He doesn't look at his hair. He doesn't have a bunch of gel in it. He's not trying to get all swaggy. He's like, it's about business today. And there's
no Instagram Madison today. Yeah, this is on the pitch Madison.
We could do Instagram later. I love it. You know what? Maybe Chilwell being away is like, calmed his hair game down a little bit, because him and
another short corner.
Yeah, we don't like it.
Ball played back to Tielemans. Cross comes in, headed out by Joe Linton. Tielemans trying to tussle with the ball. He wins it back. Plays it back and forth to KDH. KDH plays it to Madison. Madison back to Tielemans. Tielemans back to KDH, and we're forced to turn around. Didi plays the ball back, and it's back with
Come
Castagna. He plays it back to Schmeichel. Oh, and this is bad.
on. Way!
What just happened there?
Castagna almost put it in the net from the center circle. Casper was chasing the ball into the goal.
Oh my
Looked
days.
like it crossed the line.
That was cleared off the line. We'll probably be seeing a review with the goal line technology from that.
Right.
That would have been horrific.
Why did that even happen? We
John
had the
saying-
ball in their half, and he's smiling about it.
Well, I think what happened there? I think it was Casper was just off his line. I think Castagna didn't know where Casper was. They can share a laugh about it because Casper does a good job of getting back. He hooks it out.
Dude, he does it with his off foot. Like, can we get? He needs to take the armband off. Can we get Danny Ward in there? I don't like
He
it.
slid in so hard the sponsor has peeled off his shirt.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. That was almost our clean sheet right there.
Yeah. John saying we're trying really hard not to keep it.
Oh, God damn it. Oi.
Oh, Oi is right. Oi is right. Wow.
And the Leicester fans in the stadium do not look like they're up and at it at all. And I know we're looking at that stand right there, but
Castagna played that ball so confidently, plus Casper's wearing green. I just couldn't believe where he was standing.
yo, it almost went in the goal. Jeez.
Best goal chance so far for Newcastle United.
Absolutely.
And there were no Newcastle players in our half.
Brendan's face is not happy.
Oh.
And he's getting started on the gum right now. Yeah.
I don't know where in Belgium Castagna is from, but there will be some fierce words in either Dutch or French in the dressing room.
Absolutely. I'm almost certain he's from the French side.
Oh, Castagna plays a poor throw in and can't find anybody, but we regain possession and it's back to Albright, and he plays the ball to Sumari. Sumari with a good pass to find Madison. Madison to KDH.
Oh, KDH.
Oh, he just can't play the through ball to, I think that would have been to Luke Thomas, and now Newcastle look to break.
Oh, but KDH gets...
Oh, KDH with some excellent defending there. Stops the through ball in its tracks, and Castagna has the ball now.
And he puts a long one in the Daka, but
Just over Daka, and Newcastle will collect in there with their center backs. Oh, I'm still lightheaded from nearly that own goal.
right.
What happened there?
Like, I don't care if we win 2-0. We cannot forget about what happened.
No, Patson Daka coming forward now. It's 4 against 2. He finds Madison. Madison finds Tielemans in space. Goal!
Let's go! Yeah! Who said we were going to lose to Newcastle last game? I told you we're not going to lose Newcastle. God damn it. We went 3-0. Let's go.
I want to give you another couple moments before I put the goal animation up, because the star man puts us 3-0 in front, but yet again, unselfish play. This time by Madison. He was well into space. He could have taken the shot there, but he was marked. He knew Tielemans was unmarked. The excellent play. Nothing that Dubravka could do about that. And it is Leicester City 3, Newcastle United 0.
Everybody, sing.
Had a dream to build a football team. Came from Thailand, now he's one of our own. Playing the back, counter attack. Champions of England, he made us sing that.
Yeah, let's go. Woo! I'm excited.
Let's not forget this is against Newcastle, but this has been some of the best football I've seen from Leicester City in a long time.
Absolutely. Luke Thomas, he's playing in the 80th minute. He gets a foot in. He intercepts a pass, leaves it for Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who they've been practicing this. He puts it into Madison, who one touches. Oh, my goodness. I love it.
I was going to say, I think that was unselfish by two different players there, because Dewsbury Hall wouldn't have been out of his right to take a shot. He passes to Madison. Madison would have been in his right to take a shot. He passes to Tielemans.
Yes. When the ball moves, you move into an open space and leave it for the guy. Don't waste their run. Oh, and
guess what?
Time.
We scored a goal, which means it's time for a 99p super sticker from Fee.
Yeah, Fee.
Thank you so much. Hey, there's 7 minutes left. Let's go for a fourth. Let's put this game to bed and show that we are back.
Daka brace. Let's go.
Cross comes in for Newcastle. Finds his man, but shot is blocked. And then a wobbling first-time shot. Albrighton to clear. And that is out. It's not out.
Maximin, he's good.
Whoa.
Effort.
Good work by Maximin to keep that ball in.
A skill.
No.
Box. He's shuffling between everybody. Woo. Oh, my goodness. Look, I don't know what's going to happen in the future for St. Maximin, but it's not going to be at Newcastle.
I was going to say,
it's not.
I love him dearly, but Mark Albrighton just got sent back to Asda.
Absolutely burnt left. Just cut him.
He left, but I don't like to fawn over opposition players, but St. Maximin left behind Tielemans.
Dude.
Then he left behind Albrighton. Then he left behind Thomas. It was Patson Daka that had to make the defensive shot there.
Yes. And it looked like in his mind, he was like, we're down 3-0. I play with a bunch of sorry guys. I'm not passing it to him. Dude, he was all the way at the goal.
That was St. Maximin saying, long snap,
Madison,
we're coming forward again. James Madison, 4-0.
Let's go! Let's go! Oh, shit,
out of nowhere!
Oh no!
Oh my goodness! Before I put on the goal animation again, just some updates for Fee. Yuri Tielemans scoring the third, and then James Madison puts in number 4 for Leicester City.
James Madison, Fee.
Yet again, some great unselfish play across the board here. Mark Albrighton makes up for when he got sent to the shops there with a great tackle on Joe Litton that not only wins the ball, but plays it to Madison. He plays it back to Daka. Daka, in his right to shoot, plays it back to Madison, gives no chance to Dubravka, and it is Leicester City 4, Newcastle United 0. Everyone in the house is awake right now, so I'm allowed to yell. I'm yelling. It's 4-0.
They're awake now. They are all awake now. Like, seriously. I have over me.
Michael, did we score? We're a little unclear on this.
Oh my God, I have beer all over my.
Oh dear.
Yikes. All right, I need to calm down. Oh my!
Literally, God. There are people upstairs right now who just came down to the room that I'm streaming from just to check on what's going on after that fourth goal.
Everything okay?
We're showing some swag.
Earlier here than it is over there. We are definitely showing some swag. Definitely showing swag. When you're being unselfish and you're leaving it for another guy, that's like pop your collar.
And also, very fair, we're doing this without Vardy. Second best goal scorer in the league, and we are 4-0 up. And correct me if I'm wrong, with 4 goal scorers.
Right, 4 different goal scorers. That's what I want that Daka brace.
We've got a dancer that I got to add to the live stream here. And that is Jono.
Hey, he's getting his groove on. Hey.
There are going to be some unhappy people in your hometown, but you are not one of them.
My neighbours are livid. They sent a message saying that wasn't a penalty, that wasn't a goal.
Shot comes in from Newcastle, but it's blocked.
That second half, we've been the best we've seen. Regardless, like even the Manchester United match, this is the best we've been this season. We've been absolutely world class.
Who is he putting in?
It's time for some youth. It is time for some youth. Who is coming on here? It's number 49. Casey McAteer is coming on for James Madison. Gives a heart to the fans. Gets a standing ovation.
Clap him off.
And also, just for the record, it's because we've gotten our fourth, a 99p super sticker from Fee. Thank you so much yet again. We're going to be taking this out of your shirt budget, it looks like, if we keep scoring goals. So yes, it's Casey McAteer. I think this is his senior debut for Leicester City. And he comes on for James Maddison for the last 2 minutes.
I'll tell you what, I've watched the second half, and, you know, they've lobbed it over. Sunchu and Didi were together. You know, Sunchu cleared out to the side. Schmeichel making a world-class save against his own player.
We can't forget that happened.
That could have changed the game, but we came back.
Yeah.
But no, Daka, Maddison, and Tielemans. What a goal! Daka himself was past to Maddison, but that was a heavy ball. It wasn't easy to control. Tielemans controlled it with 2 touches. Pass to Tielemans, top left corner, world class. Maddison, they're so unselfish. It's just been brilliant performance. Brilliant.
There are caveats to mention, because again, like people are mentioning, this is Newcastle, this is not Liverpool at Anfield.
But I don't care if Newcastle. Man United just beat Norwich yesterday by penalty, which wasn't even a penalty.
It's the Premier League. This is a league where anyone can beat anyone.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're in a Brentford beat Arsenal in the first game of the season. It doesn't matter where you are. Every game is different.
We beat you 4-2.
And this feels more like the Leicester City that placed 5th in the Premier League than the Leicester City that was 12th in the Premier League. That's Daka with the ball again running forward, gets slide tackled from behind, and that's a foul. That's a booking. No, you can't argue with that, St. Maximin.
We can't drop below 8th after today. We've now got a goal difference to 0, so we've now got a neutral goal difference after today.
Yes.
So if we win against Spurs, we'll go up to 7th.
Okay.
And just imagine if Casey McAteer manages to get on the goal sheet here.
What position does he play? I don't even know this kid. What does he play?
Well, if he came on for Albrighton, not Albrighton. If he came on for Maddison, I can only imagine that he's a CAM.
Oh, he's lined up,
or possibly a winger. He's on the right wing right now in Maddison's place.
Yeah, and it looks like KDH is in the hole with Tielemans.
The thing is that I've got to shout out Newcastle because they've been through an awful 15 years under an awful owner. And I've been watching the game, and even though they're losing 4-0, the fans are screaming. They're singing, they're chanting.
Yeah, the Toon Army is for real.
It's honestly one of the things that I will say, like, I like to show respect to I'll even show respect to Forest when it's due. But like for Newcastle United, there's obviously going to be hate for a team that suddenly becomes as rich as they are. They're going to become like the sort of Manchester City. Who doesn't like them is going to hate them. But you got to respect Newcastle because this is a fan base that deserves what they're going to get.
Yeah,
out of this ownership.
They've been through awful times. They've had an awful owner. They've not had the best managers. They've had a manager who was Ashley Neal's puppet. But huge respect. They were saying even though losing, even though they get relegated, they got a new owner. They'll be the richest club in the world in the Championship. So, if they go down, but huge respect to Newcastle, but we've been on a different level. We've played like we should be seeing.
Is this real life, CK? Is it real? Is this really going to happen?
Keeping a clean sheet.
There's still a minute and a half of stop.
I don't know how to
despite Castagna and Schmeichel's best efforts.
Right?
Castagna's best. Schmeichel, though, when he ran back, his passion in his face to reach that, and his right foot.
Tielemans is just taking shots from like 40 yards right now. Look how confident this team is.
Oh, they're just trying. He's
and
like,
when Tielemans scored, it was pointing to Maddison saying, "This is my guy. This is my guy."
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? Like, despite the fact that he hasn't signed the contract, Tielemans looks like a player who wants to be a Leicester City player right now.
I wouldn't hold it to that yet. I would wait till into January. But Dewsbury Hall, him tracking back, I remember he intercepted with a slide tackle in our half, if you remember that.
Yeah, just now. 5 minutes ago.
I mean, let's not forget that when St. Maximin was sending Albrighton back to Asda, like it was Patson Daka who tracked back and stopped that attack. I'm
just gonna drop myself off for 2 minutes. I'll put myself back in, Elijah.
Yep.
Jotto could do the aftermath show or the post-match show, right?
I
don't have all the stuff. And
I'll double check. Like before I leave for post match, I'll make sure that somebody who has like stream controls is on.
Plus, I'm just like blue colored glasses. I can't really like be the host of that thing because I'll just be like, "Shut up, you suck." That's not right. Can't do it.
We've got Jamie in as well. He'll be coming in at full time as well. Newcastle coming in. Casper Schmeichel holds, and we are 3 minutes into 3 minutes of added time.
Let's go.
We might keep a clean sheet.
Blow the whistle, 4-0. Can we do it? Oh my God. I cannot even believe this is happening. I have to go to work in an hour. I've already drank 3 beers. I can't believe it.
Full time.
Oh, yes.
Leicester City 4, Newcastle United 0.
Brendan
we kept a clean sheet.
Clean sheet.
Jamie, do you want to come on screen now?
How many lads, you all right? How's it going? Yeah, enjoy that.
Jamie has a smile. Jamie has a smile.
Hey, I've always said he's there to prove me wrong. If he proves me wrong, I'll be more than happy to eat Elijah's hat one day.
It's not on Brendan. This is the
Please
player.
don't. When I'm having a bad hair day, I need the hat. Don't eat my hat.
This game was.
But what a match!
Yeah, this is the player showing effort, showing heart. I don't know how much this is on Brendan because even after the match was over, just now he shook the hand. He didn't have a smile. He had a stone face, like, okay, like this is what we're supposed to do. This is on the players. This is on the players.
Like a few people are coming in. LCFC great forever, Fox. Fantastic result. I'm amazed. I think it is because I never expected that result at all. Not a 4-0 win. Boohoo Records. That's Anthony, isn't it? Deserved result. Keith's having a laugh at me about eating Elijah's hat. Fee's going, yeah. Keith says Brendan in. Look, like I keep saying to you, it's the style of play we've been doing, and I wasn't very happy with the style of play. If we keep playing like that, we had spells where we were a bit nervous and a bit tentative at the beginning of the game, but we grew into the game. There was a bit of fight and a bit of passion. I don't know which stream you two were watching, lads, but did you see when Tielemans celebrated winning a throw-in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Big fist bump. Big fist bump for
winning a throw-in in his own near his penalty box. It's what we need. We need some kind of fight. We need some kind of leadership. And no, it's the second one in the league this season, Hayden. The first one was 15 games ago against Wolves. Was it 15 games ago?
First game of the season.
Right, I'm going to bring Elijah. You've got to go soon, haven't you? So let's just have your thoughts on the game so far, on the game today. Your thoughts on today's game, pal.
So I'll give my quick thoughts, and I do got to jump off. But yeah, an excellent win. Let's remember that it is against Newcastle, but at the same time, Premier League, unpredictable. Take the results when you can take them. Let's build this into some good momentum into our next few games. The biggest takeaway for me for this comes from what we were just talking about. These are players who showed passion, which was something that we felt like we were lacking in our last few games. All of those matches that we lost. Players are giving fist bumps for when they're winning throw-ins. They're being unselfish and playing to each other so we can score more goals and bury matches when necessary. And we're even tracking back to put out own goals when we're trying to score them. So you know what? I'm very happy coming out of this match. I think if we can build this momentum, we'll be right back in those European places over the next few games.
Right, yeah, it's all good. It sounds good. Like you say, a lot of people are going to say it's only Newcastle, but you've still got to beat whoever's in front of you. You've got to beat that 11 players who's in front of you. We had a depleted side with injuries again. Yes, we were a bit nervous and that, but yeah, we got the 3 points. We got a clean sheet. That's all that matters. Elijah, I'm going to let you go. Wherever have you got to go work, or are you just going out?
I'm meeting some friends, but I got to go out of town to do it, so I got to go catch a coach. But
right,
thanks, everybody.
Elijah. Thanks for the watch along, and we shall see you next time. Cheers, Elijah. Michael, can you stay a bit longer? Or have you got to go a bit?
I got to go. I got to get ready for work.
Right, let's have your views on the game then, pal. Come on then, Mr. Swag. Let's have him on.
Oh, not everybody showed swag. The club showed swag. The squad showed swag today. The leaving the balls, the being unselfish, the finishing our chances. What have I said? I've said we have to score 3 or 4 to win. The clean sheet is something that is unexpected. Like, wow, we got a clean sheet. But the 4 goals, that is the key. You know, when we attack, we have to be clinical. We have to be precise. And today we did that. The one touch, the flick-ons, the leaves. Daka, he sees it. He has the vision. Vardy has it as well, but he's getting up there in age. And so I like Daka starting today. It's going to be hard to rotate him out, but what a great game. Timmy Castagna was all over that sideline today, putting in crosses, putting in challenges. Come on, Leicester, let's go. Whoa!
Mr. Swag with his views there. Right, cheers, Michael. We shall see you again soon, pal. Enjoy your day at work.
Take it easy, brother.
Cheers, matey. Thank you. I'll bring the other. Oh, this is going to get confusing. I'll bring the other
Call
Jono in
me
now.
Toon Jono. Call me Toon Jono.
Call you Geordie Jono and London Jono.
Yeah.
London Jono. I'm just going to put the link in if anyone else wants to join. It's just what they've done. They've just clicked the link and people can join. London Jono, what do you think then? Come on then. 4-0 win, clean sheet. A bit more than you expected or what you expected?
Well, in a normal scenario, it's kind of the result you would have expected. But considering the run of form we've been on, really good result, and much happier after seeing that. To be honest,
You've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, totally. I think at times we looked a bit scrappy and a bit nervous. Certainly in the first half, didn't really make many chances in the first half. But I think the second half we started to show our quality, and in the end we carved out the chances we knew we should have been doing. So, and we put them away. I think Daka definitely took his chance. I think from my perspective, I mean, I'm not going to get controversial, but at the same time, I think Vardy's let us down in the last few weeks and not really showed the levels that he can. And so I think Daka deserved to start, and he's definitely, definitely taken his chance in my view. I don't think anyone should be beyond being dropped, including Vardy and Kasper, any of these guys that are legends. And, we all questioned about Kasper, whether he should be taken out. I think same with Vardy. I think he hasn't showed the levels recently. So I think, it was right to start Daka today, and he's done really well. I'm really pleased for him.
Yeah, Geordie Jono, this win just papers over the cracks. I know Newcastle were a poor team. Yes, I understand that. Even Ryan still going, Rodgers out. This was a routine win. Still had a shock in 10 months. Do you agree with that? That it's just papering over the cracks? And I mean, like I said earlier, you've got to beat who's in front of you, haven't you? You've got to beat who's in front. I'm happy. I'm over the moon. We've won.
If that's the case, then any team's playing over the cracks. Every team's going to lose. Every team's going to have difficult times. If you're paving over the cracks, then no one can win. Because if you win, then you're paving over the cracks. We still have issues. Brendan's changed the defence. We had zonal marking. We have 2 or 3 men man marking, so we've got everything covered. That's a big difference. That's one thing he's done to change, and it worked. We played indeed he came in defence and he was brilliant. He made blocks, he made great tackles. That was another defensive decision Brendan made, and it worked. Christian Hall at Cam, it was all over the pitch. It worked. Every decision that Brendan made today worked, and no one could deny. It's only Newcastle. They're not. They're a massive team. They've got new owners. Their fans are singing loud and proud. They've got the first win season last week. If anything, we were the underdogs because we were coming in really bad form losing to Napoli. We can't say, it's new. Every team in the Premier League, as I said before, Norwich just lost to Man U. Every team is going to be difficult. They're in the relegation battle and they're fighting to survive. And we beat them. We beat them, don't just beat them, we beat them convincingly. So stop saying, it's just Newcastle. We beat a good team who's on bad form. We beat them well.
Yeah. It's like Ethan says here. I know Ethan seems to be the doom and gloom, and he's on my side a bit, Ethan is. We say this all the time after every win. Let's build on it. Let's push on it. It happened versus Man U. And we all got so gassed. Then look what happened. So, London Jono, what do you think? What do you think to that? I know about we've got to build on it. We said against Man U. It's the same thing. What do you agree with what Ethan's just said? Then that it's trying to use it as a stepping stone this win, or can we really take it onto that next level now? Well, not next level. Sorry. Can we really take it on and upwards this season?
Well, I really hope so. I think we've been waiting for it, haven't we? We've been waiting for that result to turn the corner. We thought the Man U game was it. We thought a few weeks later, when we got a good result, that it was going to be turning the corner. But just seems to be, we stepped two ahead and we dropped one back again. So I think we really have to see it that way. I think dropping out of the Europa League, maybe that was the the negative that maybe allowed Brendan to kick some arses, I guess, and hopefully put a few of the players that haven't been performing in their place a little bit. Even though I don't know if he's been trying to do that already, but that was a massive disappointment. Going out of Europa, and I think that that would have hopefully hopefully galvanise the squad and start saying, well, what are we actually doing? Let's get actually together and start playing like we know we can. And then hopefully today is a has shown
Start of the
that
season
that
for
might
us.
be the way it might be going from now on. And if we do, then we've still got half a season left. Let's not be silly about it. If we do put a run together, which we know we can do, we've got the quality to do that, and we've got the goals in the team. If we can sort the defence out, then we could go on a run and we could get up into the top 6. It's not, beyond the realms of possibility that we could do that. Obviously, there's a lot of work to be done still. I'm still not convinced at the back that we're anywhere near where we could be. But yeah, let's hopefully that's the shape of things to come from today.
Yeah, like London, Geordie Jono, he says here that AJ says that it's not the fact we won, we saw a completely different Leicester side today, which I think we did over the last, like I said, the last hour, we saw a different side. The first 30 minutes was a bit nervous to my mind, and we were a bit tentative at the back, but we definitely saw a different. Hello, who's that then, London Jono? Which one? What's his name?
That's Daniel. Say hello,
hello, Daniel. How are you?
Hello.
So, Geordie Jono, do you agree with that? That we did see a completely different side today.
We
different
did.
Leicester team today.
We saw different. I think in the first half we saw a little bit. I think we were still very active in the first half. I'm not saying it was a completely. We saw this. We're not playing up. I'm not paying over the crack for this. We're not saying, oh, we won really well. All issues are resolved. We're not. We're still not playing this well for 40 minutes. We're not. We've got issues with defence, but we've got impressive wins in.
Yeah. Where's that comment? Not so Irish fan, can't pay, take it away. I bet you're not deluded anymore, Jamie. I've never been deluded. I just want my team to do well and play well. And he also asked the question, not Rodgers out now. I say, no, I'm still that way inclined. One result doesn't change anything, but I am there for turning if things improve and if we carry on playing how we play today. Tom, what your views on today's game, pal?
Over the moon, mate. It was not the ideal start with Johnny Evans going off after 4 minutes and then Cassania getting booked after 11 against St Maximum. I was worried, if I was honest. I was sitting there thinking, this is going to be a very long afternoon. But, fair play. We've put a depleted team out again today. We didn't really have much options on the bench with all the COVID and injuries. And we've put a very solid performance in against a team who are fighting for their lives. But, well, what can you say? You can be the richest world in the club, but you're going down to the Championship if you play like that.
Yeah. They've got to stay up, like you say, the richest club in the world. They've got to be in the Premiership to do anything, haven't they? Anybody can be the richest club in the Championship, but to be the richest club in the Premiership, well, that's a different matter. Tom, as you're here, who's your man of the match? Everyone get your comments in there for your man of the match. Who would you put as your man of the match then, Tom?
It's going to be a weird one, I'm going to say it, because it was the turning point in the game. Kasper Schmeichel's goal line clearance, mate. If that goes in, for me, the game is two completely different. And for me, that one save from Kasper has probably won us that game today. Because I honestly feel if we had conceded at 2-1, 2-0 and it got to 2-1, it would have been a bag of, we would have been wrecked. We would have gone nervous. We were panicking. The crowd would have got on the backs. And that one moment of brilliance from Kasper, because it is brilliance, because how many goalkeepers would have turned and just watched that roll in the back of the net and made no effort to get back? He put his body on the line to make sure he got that ball off it. So I'm going to give it Kasper. And it's going to be a strange one. A lot of people can say why, but that's my opinion. That moment has won us the football match for me because goes in 2-1 game, completely different. So Kasper Schmeichel for me. But if I was going to say, I know Maddison got off the tally, but for me, Daka today was deadly. Deadly Daka. Brilliant around the box, brilliant hold-up play, linking the ball up, the ball for Maddison's goal, class from him, little 1-2. So fair play to Patson Daka, really starting to show why the club put the money on the line for him. And in a good way, wasn't it? I see Vardy having to sit on the bench for the full 90 minutes, not having to bring him off in the latter stages to panic. So Daka was up there as well.
No pressure at all. The only thing I was going to say about the Castagna and Schmeichel thing, it came from a Leicester corner. They were messing about with it, and they came from a Leicester corner. It went back, and then the pressure was on straight away, which Just got to start cutting out these silly mistakes, haven't we, London Jono?
Yeah, 100%. There's still loads of work to do with regard to that. Let's not get carried away. We played a really poor team today, but we showed our quality and we got the right result with the level of quality we have. But let's not get carried away. We played a better team, then we're going to concede. So there's plenty of work to do, but let's be positive after today. 4-0 win. We can only be happy about it. Clean sheet, hopefully there's plenty more to come. Yeah,
so
you're worried about Johnny Evans, I have to say. But yeah.
Your man of the match then, Jono, London Jono. Who is it going to be?
I'm going to go Tillemans. He scored 2, cracking penalty. I wish he'd take more penalties, to be honest. And he scored and he came back. Considering he played absolutely pants on Thursday, he came back and he showed a captain's performance for me. He should be the captain, I feel. But
Yes, I've always said that a keeper shouldn't be, even though as much as I like Michael, I don't think a keeper should be captain. Geordie Jono, your man of the match.
I'm going to have to go with Docker because he scored a brilliant first goal. He was so unselfish for Tielemans' goal. He could have tried a shot, but didn't. He crossed to Maddison. Maddison, though, that control to get it to Daka was just well passing. He had to bring this leg up and control it, put it down, then pass with his left foot. That's just unreal, especially with the speed Daka can pass it to Maddison and then pass it to Tielemans. So for me, Maddison's close to me, but I think Daka gets man of the match.
Yeah, for me, it'd either be Daka or Maddison, to be honest. They both play. I think Daka because of his work rate, and Maddison's looking like he's back to his best. But you could have it even Tillemans as well. Tillemans, you could be man of the match as well, couldn't you? Because
Michael, Tom said, definitely was up there because that save was just brilliant. The passion to get back and play back was just unreal.
Tom, we roll on to Thursday now. What do you think about Thursday's game? If it's on, that is, you never know. It might. You never know what's going to happen.
I can't see in the club like Leicester wanting it off. We've got too many games building up already without any more games. If Tottenham have that called off, that means they're 3 Premiership games behind everyone else. After they've already had 1 called off, then another 1 called off this weekend. If Leicester score, that's 3 games. I can't see the Premier League really wants to call that game off, and I think they'll be pushing Tottenham to play. More saying, you've got plenty of time now before you played Leicester to get yourselves in a position to play them. And look, we're depleted as well. We are depleted. I mean, you look at the player missing today. I might not be first choice starters, but the bench, Vestergaard gets on the bench and probably would have come on today at centre half. Perez would have been on there. Lookman, because it might have been started today if he hadn't been. Daniel Amati, there's 4 players onto that substitute bench who will get a chance in around the third team. So we're depleted as Tottenham. If they've got 7 out, we've got 7 out. So for me, the game goes ahead and it's going to be another tough game. But again, I think we go in with a bit more confidence now. We've had a couple of wins, the Watford and stuff that looked dodgy today. I felt Newcastle didn't offer that much going forward, but we looked threatening every time we went forward today. And that's the first time we've done that all season for me. We've looked threatening, like we've got the link-up play up right. So going to top with a little bit of confidence. But look, like I said I'd give him 6 games after the Chelsea defeat because that was embarrassing. And I'm still Rodgers in, and I'll still back him for the time being. I've got Slater for backing Pure. I'm going to get Slater for backing Rodgers probably in the long term. But I still think at the moment there's no one else out there with the coaching ability of Brendan. And he deserves a bit more time to turn the ship around. Look, let's just remember, we're 8th. We're now 8th in the Premier League, and we're only like 4 points off 4th, maybe 5 points off 4th. Ain't that bad.
5. I think
We're 4 points off Arsenal, which is we were set was 4 points away.
So right. 4 points on 6. So I still don't think that bad. And if someone says you get Europa football next year by finishing the top 7, it's another good season from Leicester City in my point of view. So look, hopefully this is the right step, that we have had a poor start to the season and that we have a better finish to the season.
Yep, I certainly do. Right, Tom, we'll let you go.
Cheers,
thanks for nipping on, and we'll see you sometime on Thursday, I think. See you later, Tom.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. London Jono, Casey McAteer on his debut. I know we didn't see much of it. It was just a bit of throw him on, give him a debut at 4-0. But it's nice to see another academy lad getting some game time in the Premier League, isn't it? Hopefully we'll see bigger and better things later on in the year from him.
Yeah, I don't know much about him, I'll be honest with you. Maybe Ross would know a bit more about it. He's into his under 23s, isn't he?
Yes.
That's so bad.
That did sound bad, that did, Jono.
What's that?
That did sound bad. Ross is into his under
23s.
Yeah, slip of the tongue. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see younger players getting a go. Yeah, like I say, I don't know much about Nakatir, to be honest, but
well, I only knew him by name. I don't know anything about him. I knew he was a central midfielder, attacking midfielder, a bit like Maddison. But other than that, I don't think he really touched the ball. But it's nice just to give the players a few minutes on that pitch, just to get the experience of being in and around the first team, which is good.
Yeah,
so, London Jono, then, what do you think about Thursday? Tom's had this thing. What do you think is going to happen on Thursday?
Well, Spurs don't seem to want to play a game at the moment, do they? So I'm hoping it's on. I think we're in a good place after today, other than Johnny Evans being out. Hopefully it's not as serious as all that. If it is, then I wonder what we're going to do at the back, I'll be honest. Maybe Ndidi carries on there. He didn't look too bad today. There was a couple of shaky moments, but I think if they get a few days of training in with Ndidi playing there at the back, then maybe that's the way to continue for now. I don't know, but
yeah, I think with Johnny Evans though, Jono, he looked like he'd been shot, hadn't he? So I think that's a proper hamstring.
Yeah. So I think it's
that's a good 4 weeks normal, isn't it?
I really think that it's something that the club need to start looking at in the medium term, to be honest, that Johnny Evans isn't going to carry on forever. And to be honest, he's been a good servant, hasn't he? But it's a bit like Vardy, isn't it? We've put a contingency plan in for Vardy. Maybe we need to start thinking in that way for Johnny Evans as well. People are talking about Tarkowski for a long time. Whether he's got the quality that we need, I don't know. He's a proper hardcore defender, isn't he? But maybe that's the sort of free transfer that we might need to have a look at for Johnny Evans' kind of, contingency plan. I don't know. Yeah. Vestergaard certainly doesn't look like it.
We'll have to wait and see on that, won't we? Because I don't think we haven't got a checkbook. We haven't got any money in the bank at the minute, have we? So Brendan was saying the other day. Jono, thanks a lot for joining us, London Jono, and we'll see you again through the week or even on Thursday, I think, pal. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care.
See you later, pal. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Cheers, Jono. That's easy. You just click on that link and come in and see us. What I was going to say is the penalty. Do you think it was really a penalty, Jono? It was a bit of a soft penalty, wasn't it? But I'll take him. I'll take every single penalty like that every day of the week.
Well, the penalties this weekend for the Premier League have been abysmal. I reckon 90% of all the decisions that have been made are not penalties. The one against Wolves, again, the Man City game was not a penalty. How can you jump in the air like this, and make a block and it hit underneath his arm in his armpit? How is that a penalty? I don't know. That was given. I'm not. But I'll take a free penalty, and but even if we didn't get that goal in the way we played in the second half, we would have won anyway because we were phenomenal in the second half. But no, for me, it wasn't a penalty as such because I'll be disappointed if it was against us. But either way, great performance.
Rightio. And on Thursday, Jono, I know Tom and the other Jono have said everything really quickly. So what do you think to Thursday then? What do you think's going to happen?
I think we're going to play a lot. I think it'll be a under 23 game for both teams.
I mean, do you think we played Newcastle today? Newcastle weren't the best.
No.
Were Newcastle poor, or did they make us look good? Or if we were that good today and we take that form to Spurs, do you think that we could beat Spurs like we beat Newcastle today?
We'll give them much more of a game. I reckon we could win. We didn't. It wasn't a close game. It wasn't like we just won 1-0 the 90th minute and it was lucky. We won 4-0 convincingly. It wasn't like we made every player passionate. We're making good passes. We had a lot of possession. With that game we had just now, we had 40%. That just shows we don't need to hold 50-60% possession. We're 47 and we won. We
only had 47% possession.
Yeah,
blimey.
So they had more shots than us, but it's just our clinical finishing is better. But I think if we played that way against Spurs, it'll be a much more closer game. But I think we'll still win.
Rightio. Will Robinson is going, I think we'll beat Spurs because Kane has been rubbish this season. Yes, Kane hasn't really done a lot, but he does like scoring against us, unfortunately, doesn't he? Jono, we shall see you in the week, probably on Thursday night for the Spurs game, pal.
Yeah, I might be free for the watch along, so I'll see you on Thursday.
Rightio, mate. We shall see you later. Cheers, Jono. Thanks for joining. See you later in the week. There we go, lads and lasses. Everyone's watching. Much appreciated. Thanks to Elijah. Thanks to Mr. Swag Michael for doing the watch along. Been much appreciated. A great 3 points. We scored 4 goals. We kept a clean sheet. What more do you want? Hopefully it's onwards and upwards. I know we keep saying onwards and upwards every time we have a decent win, but we kept a clean sheet. That's all that matters. That helps. Our first clean sheet since the opening day of the season. Been absolutely brilliant. A great 3 points. A good performance in patches. A little bit nervous at the beginning and showed a few signs of being nervous at the beginning, but we got the 3 points. We're now in 8th place. That's all that matters. Cheers for watching. Please, please give this video a like. Give this video a subscribe, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook or on Twitter. Please, please just give us a quick like. Click subscribe. We're absolutely fantastic. I know there's been a few problems with it on Facebook today, but please come and watch us. All in all, 3 points, onwards and upwards. Come on, you foxes.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everard's, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.